Let's get nasty on a Thursday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh and Kerry Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. 201, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. No Jamie today. Jamie will be back with us partly tomorrow as the Blues take on the Sharks. Pregame at 8, puck drop at 9. Blues get a win last night, but that is not the story, at least as it pertains to our show, because when we signed off last night, Colton Parayko
was traded,
barring an agreement to waive his no-trade clause, was going to be a Buffalo Sabre.
Anthony, all things went through. I mean, you don't make a deal like that without knowing that it's going to go through. What are you talking about, man?
Well, here's the thing, Kerry.
What?
He declined to waive his no-trade clause.
What?
He's not going to Buffalo. He remains a St. Louis Blue.
A Central Michigan man?
That's it. I can't do it.
It doesn't flow the same,
doesn't
although
flow.
it is fun to say.
Yeah.
Before we get into this, I wanted to ask you guys, can you believe that this was thrown into the public before he actually made a decision?
You know, Marsh, I've seen that question, or at least some version of, hey, why was this made public beforehand? Yeah. Because a lot of people are paid a lot of money. Not even a lot of money. A lot of people are paid to break news. Mm-hmm. So no, I'm not surprised. Now, which side came out with it, though? That's the question. Because Doug Armstrong, let's start here. It does not benefit the player, the agent, either team to release that information. It really doesn't. You don't want things to go sideways before a deal is completed. So it makes no sense that the agent released it or any of that. Doug Armstrong, as far as I know, and for as long as I've been here, is notorious for keeping things close to the vest. Mm-hmm. So I highly doubt the news was leaked by Army. I imagine it was on Buffalo's side somewhere along the line. Somebody got overzealous. Somebody was really pumped up. They kind of leaked the information. Doesn't matter now because he's not going to be a Sabre, but I've seen a lot of people discuss that too, Marsh.
I don't know that it matters.
It doesn't.
It's for me, I understand some people, well, you're going to hurt the guy's feelings. You're trying to trade him. What difference does it make?
These guys are professionals.
It's not like I mean, people get traded and don't even know that they're traded. Mm-hmm. They find out when their phone starts ringing. Or, I mean, I've heard stories about guys getting traded and they're watching SportsCenter and oh, wait, what? And then their agent calls. So you don't, it's not always, we're going to have a conversation, we're going to trade you, or we're going to attempt to trade you. Here's what we're looking at. It's a business deal, and if they are deciding to try to trade a specific player, there's also a time crunch there. So it's not like they can confer with him, hey, this is what we got on the line, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. No, this is where we are. And you have the right to say no, which Doug Armstrong gave you that right, gave you that opportunity. So
absolutely. He
said no, he didn't want to do it, and you move on. And if Colton Parayko is here after the trade deadline, he's a professional. Doug Armstrong is a professional. It's business. Mm-hmm. It's not like the notion that something is owed to you. It's sports. I try to explain it in the best way that I can. Professional sports is not like your average office job. It's vastly different. Mm-hmm. The money is different. The notoriety, the publicity is obviously different. How you go about it. If you're getting traded, or even if you're getting fired, hell, your boss not going to go, hey, tomorrow,
right?
I'm going to fire your ass.
Hey, you have 2 weeks left. You have 2 weeks left to get your stuff together.
They're going to come in and say, hey, you talk to me in my office? Mm-hmm. And while you're in the office, they're collecting your stuff so you can get ushered out so you don't go back and, do something dumb.
Hey, can you talk to me in the end zone real quick?
Yeah. You walk outside. What's Bob the security guard doing here?
Yeah, waiting on your ass to leave this meeting so we can usher you out. You can come get your stuff when nobody's here.
Yeah.
So I don't think that something was owed, in a sense, to Colton Parayko. If you're trying to make a trade, you're trying to make a trade to make your team better. Mm-hmm. And hopefully the player is in agreement since he has a no-trade clause and he can deny it or choose to waive it or not. He didn't.
It's up to him.
It's up to him. You move on.
This is just speculation. Just came to my brain right now. I wonder if maybe it was leaked, knowing he's probably not going to go there. Mm-hmm. However, now we know what the asking price is for a Colton Parayko. Mm-hmm. This is exactly what the Blues want. If you're another team out there, this is what the Blues are looking for.
Sure.
He's not going to go to Buffalo, but hey, he's available. And if you can match this, maybe he says yes to you.
Okay, so the Sabres were willing to pay that. Doesn't mean that another team is willing to pay that.
Absolutely.
But you're right in the sense that we do have at least a broad view of what the Blues could get for Colton Parayko. And it was quite a bit. I mean, the player that they had mentioned that was going to be a part of the deal and a first-round pick, the player, as Jamie noted, at least some industry insiders considered him profiled to be like the next Moritz Seider, who was an outstanding young defenseman for Detroit. So,
I mean, I was looking at some stats. Moritz Seider has played in every game that he's played in every 82 games for 4 or 5 years in a row. If you get that alone, give me that. He's a guy that doesn't get hurt.
He does. He has a lot of grit.
Yeah.
I do wonder how Blues fans are feeling right now. Because we got kind of a mix yesterday. I think the majority, and correct me if I'm wrong, the majority of listeners were okay with the Blues turning this thing into a fire sale. If that's where it was headed, move on from Parayko, kick the tires on trades involving guys like Robert Thomas and Binnington and Shen, certainly Justin Falk. People seem to be okay with it. Some, though, didn't like the notion of trading away your best players when you've been in a rebuild, or you just had a rebuild a couple of years ago. There are some Blues fans that feel as though you need to keep this thing on the track, because why would you trade away somebody like Robert Thomas? Why would you trade away guys like Colton Parayko when you just thought that you were right there a couple of months ago? But I understand the notion, but to me, the proof is it over the last couple of years, the way that this team has performed with these specific players, you continue to underperform.
I think the worst thing you can do is keep the same mindset when you get new information. Like when you get new information, you're allowed to update your thought process on things. If you thought that this team, if you went into last season or this season and you like, this team is at least at worst a second round team that should be pushing to make the Western Conference Final, like that, if that's your thought, and then you got new information as the season progressed, you're allowed to change your mind. Yeah. The notion that, like, people are so damn stubborn that what they thought 3 months ago, 3 years ago is the same way they're going to think now, even though they have new information. Like, that's a terrible way to go about life. You're going to fail in most things if you don't gather the new information and apply it accordingly. And so I think Doug Armstrong, his staff, everyone over at the Blues has been gathering this information along the way, and they're saying this is not good enough. And now that I have new information, I'm going to apply that and go in a different direction. I can be stubborn as hell, or what I would call a dumbass. You get that new information and you just keep plugging away. Just go ahead. But you got the information and use it. Utilize it for what it needs to be used for to make your team better. Sure. And I think that's the direction that the Blues were and are attempting to go in.
Yeah, I agree.
And there are a lot of people, Anthony. There's a lot of people. And listen.
You be careful.
A whole lot of people that have gotten new information. And they damn near double down on what they already were believing. You see the new information, but you just gonna double down. You, sir or ma'am, are a dumbass.
Whoa.
You just get new information, man, and you keep doing the same thing.
They're just stubborn, hard-headed.
And dumbass.
All right. Well, I'm glad I didn't fit into that category, Carey.
Nah, man. You get new information. Like,
I saw that. I saw those numbers.
Yeah.
I wanted it.
And if you would have kept going down that road, I'd have been like, Anthony, you're being a dumbass. You got information, man. Yeah. And it's proving the other way. And you saw that information at the salary cap. And Kyle Gibson called in. He's a great gentleman, man.
He's a super dude.
And I love the fact that he was like, let me call now so that I can give it to him.
Yeah. But he didn't. He was kind.
But the call in itself was him giving it to you.
He was celebrating a win.
Yeah, as he should.
As he should.
Yeah.
So, you reach the end zone. You have you work hard to reach the end zone.
Yeah, man.
celebrate when you get there.
New information, man. Do something different.
Well, speaking of new information, this team has won 3 of their last 4 games.
I see that. Hey.
I saw a pass last night. I know Robert Thomas, you get
you're looking up the sky
sometimes. I said he made a pass last night to Braden Chin. Now, Braden Chin didn't put it in the back of the net. But I was like, oh, my gosh. We're trying to trade that guy? Had me thinking a little bit. Maybe we shouldn't. Just saying. One of the last 3 out of 4 games. They're only 12 points out of the
Oh, my Lord.
For those that don't know how we're set up here in the studio, Marsh is directly in front of me. Carey is to Marsh's left. So, Carey, you can't see this kid right now.
I can't see his eyes.
His eyes. I see a twinkle in this kid's eyes.
In his eyes?
He got a text last night. He got a text last night from the Blues.
It was a late text, if that, because
that said you up.
That was a late game.
And he answered immediately.
Yeah, he goes, damn right.
Like, as soon as the message went through, the little bubbles were back up responding.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm up.
What
you doing?
I haven't seen you in about a year. I thought you'd call sooner.
Yeah. WYD. What you doing?
Yeah.
You look at my face right now. I'm Willie beaming right now.
Yeah, you are.
See?
Yeah, you are. All right.
I'm just saying, this has happened before. So, now, will it happen? Probably not. But it is good to see them playing better.
He's excited.
Unless you're a fan of the organic tank, which I kind of
they're
am.
still
honestly,
third to last
I'm like
in the NHL.
What's up?
They're still third to last. Like
for now.
They 1 point from being second to last.
Wait till a couple more of these players start rejecting their no trade clauses.
Well, that's in play, is it not?
Yeah. Apparently, Colton Parayko is still, 1, on the market, and 2, willing to go to other teams, if you believe some of the reports being bantied around right now in the NHL. But the Blues might put him to the back burner to move some of these other guys. You got to, if you're Army too, you got to be. You gave the no trade clause.
No, you can't be mad.
You can't be mad, but part of you's got to be like,
damn it, man.
Why would you want to go to Buffalo?
Why would you? What I was gonna ask. Like,
they're a contender this year.
Yeah, but when's the last time they were in the play? March, he was like 15 years old, man.
Last time who?
Buffalo was in the playoffs.
Oh, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Actually, it's been a while. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We did get a text, though, Anthony, from 314, and it's not the first time we received a text like this. Last time we received a text like this, I think, was in September or August.
Okay.
It says, why not us?
It is amazing what a 3-game winning streak will do for you as a fan.
Well, not just a
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4, yeah.
3 out of 4, yeah. They haven't even won their third straight. Yeah. They will tomorrow night,
They haven't won 3 straight all year. I could be. I don't think they have.
Wasn't it around this time last year when they hadn't won 3 in a row either?
Anthony,
they won back-to-back road games. When was the last time you could say that?
It's been a while.
Just saying.
You all let me know how this roller coaster ride goes for you, man.
You're off again? No, you never get on.
I don't get on damn roller coasters.
Okay,
I told you.
All right. Take it easy.
Things are stupid.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Do the Cardinals potentially strike gold with one off-season edition? Got some numbers to suggest. Hell yeah, they did. That's next on 101 ESPN. Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Did the Cardinals potentially strike gold with one of their offseason additions? Well, one of the few offseason additions they made was signing former Dodger Dustin May. Dustin May was at one point a top prospect for the Dodgers, and then injuries kind of derailed his career, at least in L.A. But Dustin May in his first spring action, 3 innings of work, 1 hit, no runs, no walk, and 1 strikeout. If you look at his velocity chart, the one thing that really stands out is how hard Dustin May was throwing today. Again, it's a 1 spring training start. He only went 3 innings. But his average velocity on the 4-seamer was 97.8. Year average, 95.4. So he's up 2.4 miles per hour on his 4-seamer, which would be an indication to me that he's healthy. So not only did he have clean innings through the 3, but the velocity being up as well. Again, this is a good sign that Dustin May is healthy. I don't mean this to be a shot, but it kind of is. It also goes into what my criticism has usually been. Say it. Mo would have never signed Dustin May. He wouldn't have been on his radar. This is the type of move that you make when not only are you rebuilding, but you want to upgrade through a player that's got a lot of potential, but the price is down because of either injuries or poor performance the year before. We have seen other teams do this. Giants did it with Carlos Rodon. Other teams have done it with certain players. Aroldis Chapman for the Royals. And then you can either keep Dustin May or you can flip him at the deadline if he looks good. Gives you options. And if he sucks, who cares? You move on. But he's worth the risk.
Got to give credit where credit's due. Dustin May was on somebody's radar last year. Mm-hmm. And he's in this room.
Kerry Davis.
Hey, man, if y'all want to hire me, St. Louis Cardinals, I'm available.
He knows his Dodgers.
I do.
He knows his Dodgers.
I know him. Yeah. I mean,
He's locked in.
I'm dialed in, Anthony. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give him a chance.
Yep.
Hell of a player, young man.
Let the kids play.
Let the kids play. No, coming off of a multitude of injuries, he's had Tommy John, he flexor tendon surgery, tore his esophagus eating a piece of salad. Is that what it was?
I didn't hear that.
I think it was. I thought it was a piece of salad. Something got caught in his throat, and he tore his esophagus.
Mm-hmm. It had to be a crouton or something, right?
No,
how sharp was that lettuce?
I got to look it up now, but I thought it was it sounds crazy, but it was an esophageal tear. So that was one of the injuries. That was the injury that
smokes
from a couple of years ago that kept him out for an entire season. Like he's dealt with some freak injuries and some unfortunate injuries, and this is a young man that is probably just chomping at the bit to be healthy and ready to play, and excited to be in an organization where maybe the expectations aren't as high. And as you said, if you perform well, maybe you get a new contract, or maybe you get traded at the deadline for an opportunity to play for a championship, or play for an opportunity to make more money than you've made up until this point in your career. So watching how he performs, I think is going to be exciting. I said last week I thought he was going to be a 10-game winner at minimum. He would be the one pitcher for the Cardinals that would be. I think he's going to be the opening day starter. I think he's everything that the Cardinals have been looking for in terms of a free agent signing and kind of taking a flyer on a guy.
Yeah.
A guy that you know the upside, has had potential, not just potential, has also had the production, but you haven't seen the full potential because he's been injured for a number of years. Mm-hmm. And if he's completely healthy, he's 3 years, I believe, removed from Tommy John surgery. Like, you should be ready to roll at this point.
Yeah.
And like I said, the esophageal tear was a freak injury, but those things hopefully never happen again. But it's unfortunate. I think he's gonna be ready to roll.
It was a bite of lettuce.
Yeah, thought so. Piece of lettuce got caught, got lodged, and it, I guess, tore his. Yeah, it might have been.
He must have had damage before, right?
It was probably iceberg lettuce. I'm not an iceberg lettuce guy. That
certainly is the least.
It's the hardest to chew, man.
Yeah, right. also the cheapest.
Well,
I'm not much of a salad guy. I do like a good Caesar salad. I like the salad that I get down.
So
down there.
I would like to get his
way to avoid free advertising.
I would want to know how that happened, because he probably got stuck, and he probably, it's a little grotesque, but he probably stuck his finger down there to try to remove it and scratch something. I had a teammate that did something like that as well. Like in college, he scratched something in it and was done. He was bad.
Never the same.
It was bad, man.
Yeah.
So maybe he started choking, reach your hand down there, and it's torn.
Yeah, interesting.
It's really bad.
Now, I know it's only spring training. It's literally 3 innings, right? But I feel like this is a win, right, for the fan base. This has to be, in some sense, for Chaim Bloom and the fan base to.
Yeah, we got a long way to go, obviously, but
obviously,
an early dub.
Yes,
for the Bloom era.
I would have to assume that.
Yeah,
I don't know what do our listeners think? Text in.
Yeah, I would imagine the majority of the people would say, "Hey, look, it's only 3 innings. It's still early, but at least there provides a little bit of excitement."
I think the velo is where I get
That's
excited.
exactly what I was going to say. Yep.
Maybe not so much the actual stat line, but the velo being up.
Well, you also, too, this does go back to what Bloom has been looking for. Bloom wants guys that throw hard. Now, that doesn't mean that the Cardinals are going to be a bunch of pitchers that are 5 and dive. I hope that they actually develop pitchers. Guys that know, I want to get deep into a game, so I'm not going to throw max effort through 5 innings and only last 5 innings. I'm going to save a little bit in the tank. I expect to go 7, 8, and I want to make sure that when I rear back in the 8th inning, I still have plenty of velo. That to me is part of being a great pitcher. Knowing what you have, knowing what you have that day, and spacing it out a little bit, conserving a little bit, just like Justin Verlander is often cited for doing and praised for doing, and being an actual pitcher. But
you mean not throwing 100 miles an hour every single
right
pitch?
out of the gate, exactly.
Just
unless you're a reliever or something, that's different. But a starter,
yeah.
But you do have to start with, what are you looking for as a front office? And this is somebody that throws hard, and again, wouldn't have been part of the Cardinals organization in previous years. I mean, I bitched and moaned a lot over the last couple of years. It's like you get these soft tossing starters, fine, no problem. Not everything has to be about velo. But then you go to your pen, and you got a bunch of contact guys in your pen too. Yeah. You should drive me crazy.
I think the philosophy has shifted, and I did feel like the Cardinals were maybe a year or two behind with that philosophy for their starting pitchers. What they had was perfect when you could shift, when you were allowed to have 8 fielders on one side of the infield. Like when you could move as many guys to the right side, it was perfect.
It's different.
Because I know where I'm going to throw the ball. You're going to hit it because it's not swing and miss stuff. You're going to hit it, and it's going to be hit right to where I want it to be hit to. But then once the shift was banned, and now you got to actually get guys out. Swing and miss stuff does play, always will play, and being able to do that, it's much harder. And I feel like the Cardinals were just a year or two behind in that mindset and that philosophy with their pitching staff and not getting that done sooner. I think they have now, though.
We get a text from Noco Turkey Neck. Guys, while it's great he's healthy, this start means, in all caps, nothing.
How could you? How dare you?
Spring training, man.
He's right.
Spring training means a lot for certain players and nothing for other players, right?
That's very
absolutely
true.
Yeah,
you are. That is spot on, brother.
Yeah. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. You're right. What trades, after another trade went down in the NFL, and we'll talk about DJ Moore, the newest Buffalo Bill. We'll talk about that deal. But what other trades do we want to see in the NFL before the start of the new season? That's next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. After all the speculation yesterday, Colton Parayko invoked his no-trade clause, nullifying a potential Blues and Buffalo Sabres trade. Some other Blues news. The Blues announced that they put Matthew Joseph on unconditional waivers for the purpose of terminating his contract. And the Blues won last night, taking down the Seattle Kraken by a final score of 3-2. They'll take on the San Jose Sharks tomorrow, and you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 8. Puck drop is at 9. There was a trade in the NFL, and we're going to talk about it next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. So there's another trade in the NFL today following the Trent McDuffie deal to the LA Rams yesterday. DJ Moore was acquired by the Buffalo Bills in exchange for a second-round pick. The Bears also gave up a fifth-round pick in the deal. So again, a fifth-round pick and DJ Moore go to Buffalo from Chicago. And the Bears, in return, receive a second-rounder. I think this is a fantastic deal for the Bears.
Outstanding.
You get a second-round pick, CD, when you already have Luther Burden, who emerged last year as a rookie, Colston Loveland, who emerged last year as a rookie. You, of course, already had Rome Odunze on the roster. You've got more than enough pass catchers.
Correct.
So you can part with the DJ Moore, especially for a second-round pick.
Yeah, I agree. You were able to. I mean, you did a lot to get it. You got a lot in return. I like the pick. I like it both sides. I think the Bills they need to have their number one receiver. They don't really trust Keon Coleman in the way that, he hasn't matured at the level that they need him to just yet. You didn't have one of those guys step up, and you've been running those two tight ends out there and being, Kincaid and Knox being kind of your lead guy. So for me, I think it's a good trade for both sides. And as you said, the Bears to get a second-round draft pick in return, they're going to flip that. They're going to use that to get something that's going to help their roster. They just lost their center, if I'm not.
Drew Dahlman retired.
So
1 year after signing a three-year pretty good deal for a center. 3-year deal. He retired after that. So
they'll use that pick or some combination of picks to get some better players to either help that offensive line or help that defensive line or help the defense in general to be better.
Yep.
Because I think they're set at their skill positions offensively.
Bears, sure.
Yep.
So that leads us to this next question. What trades do you want to see in the NFL? With it being now trading season, apparently. Which ones do you want to see?
Max Crosby is being talked about, and we say it often, where there's smoke, there's fire. Like, he's been one of the names that I think he's more willing now to be traded, which, if you're the Raiders, I don't know. I mean, you got to get a first.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else. I don't know if it's 2 firsts. I don't know if it's a first and a third. Sauce Gardner went for what, 2 first rounds? 2 first round
yes.
picks? So at bare minimum, I'm starting there. Right. If I'm the Raiders and I'm trading Max Crosby. Where he goes or who has the potential to offer that, I don't know. I don't know where I would want to see Max Crosby at. But I would like to see him on a team that has a chance to win a championship.
What about the Bears?
Oh.
You're in win now mode.
Ooh.
Who are you going to get? Where do they pick? And Marsh, earmuffs on this because you're a Vikings fan, so I don't think you want to see it. But
they're picking below them. I know that.
No, I know, but just going to the Bears is what I mean.
Oh yeah, that'd be tough. Well, I don't know what the Vikings. Who knows what the Vikings are going to do?
So the draft. I'm pulling up the draft order right now. The Bears select 25th. Who's going to be better than Max Crosby at number 25?
Nobody.
Now it won't just take that pick.
It'll take that and a 27 first rounder. But if you got the first overall pick if you're the Raiders, so might not matter to you. But I don't want the 25th pick. Not for Max Crosby. Not
a higher pick.
Hell yeah.
25th pick. Mm-hmm. But you can move. You can move though. You think about the draft capital that you can get.
Yeah.
Max Crosby, give him the first round pick this year. Mm-hmm. First round pick next year.
But the first round pick next year is probably going to be in the 20s as well because you're going to be a really good team if you got Max Crosby on your roster and you got Caleb Williams ascending the way that he is.
Okay, well.
So
you want a higher pick, that's great. But now you're getting into teams that may not want to give up a selection.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he can get the 21st pick.
That's what the Steelers. So he's obviously referencing the Steelers. Could you imagine
him and TJ Watt?
Watt on one side,
come on, man,
and Max Crosby on the other. Man. You may not. You may not even need to play with a quarterback. Yeah. Just run the ball every time. Rehire already the one-man party.
Yeah. No, thank you. Actually, I'm sorry. I didn't let you finish.
We have a listener from 314 mentioning the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm glad that someone brought them up because I actually saw Trey Wingo post on X an hour ago. Things are moving fast in terms of Max Crosby. Last night, Dallas thought they were close to a deal, but since then, other teams have raised the ante and potentially are offering the Raiders 2 first-round picks. Expected Dallas to now shift their focus to Trey Hendrickson. So there's the whole Max Crosby, Dallas Cowboys conversation. So who knows? That's just Trey Wingo. Maybe there's more there, but he's pretty dialed in.
What about A.J. Brown?
I don't want to see AJ leave. I think where he is and what the Philadelphia Eagles have and what they do, it requires a player like him. Now, you have to find a way offensively to be more in sync, to have better rhythm, to not just like the entire rhythm of that offense last year was off. And they fired the offensive coordinator because of it. They moved on and have another offensive coordinator in-house because last year was just – it was anemic. It was hit or miss. It was the run game wasn't good. The passing game wasn't good. And I think for the Eagles to be successful, you have to run first. Mm-hmm. I think you lean on Saquon Barkley. You allow him to be the best player on the field. And then guess what? A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith have a field day. So I think you need a true number one receiver on. And I love Devontae Smith. I think he could take that spot if A.J. Brown leaves. But I think they're a better team with A.J. Brown on it. And that's just, I don't think you ever get better when your best receiver leaves.
If he does get moved.
To where?
I think the Patriots would make a lot of sense. They just released Stephon Diggs. They need wide receivers. Mac Hollins is a fine complementary piece. They also have Keyshawn Boutte, who's, again, a fine complementary piece. But if you were to add A.J. Brown to that mix, the Patriots I would imagine they got a ton of cap space. It's not like they've been spending in free agency over the years. I think the Patriots make a lot of sense.
What does he go for? A first and a third? How old is A.J. Brown now?
A.J. Brown he's got to be in his 30s. 32?
Is he 30 yet?
Let's see here. I think he's 32. A.J. Brown is 28 years old. We couldn't have been more wrong.
Man, he's only 28? Mm-hmm. He'll be 30, 29.
He'll be 20, so this will be his 29th.
Yeah, he'll be 29 this year.
In his age 29 season.
Okay. But it's going to be his 8th year. So, I mean, he's pretty durable, pretty healthy. I don't want A.J. Brown to go. And we talk about him having a down year. He still had 7 touchdowns and had over 1,000 yards receiving. And that's in a down year. Like, this is a bad season for him.
Yeah.
Like,
he's a stud. He's a number one wideout.
But you know what? I'm looking at the stats from last year. He had 1,079 and 7 touchdowns. Like, in less games. He played 13 games 2 years ago when they won the Super Bowl, and he played 15 this year. So I mean, I don't necessarily want A.J. Brown to leave my roster. I would prefer to keep him, but if he does go, there are some teams I'm sure that will be looking forward to having him on their roster. I want to go back real quick because I started looking at this draft order. And what if there's a team picking at number 10 that could, I think, you lose in one DN, you get another freak DN, the Cincinnati Bengals. What the hell do they need at the 10th pick?
For Max Crosby or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, what do you're
You
now?
need defensive help. You need
defense.
You need to go. I would
pass
go
rushers.
defense.
Yes.
Take the best defensive player off the board every damn round if you're the Bengals.
Is Max Crosby making $0 this upcoming season?
No, sir, he's not.
Oh, well, he's making money.
He's making a lot.
They got
really?
cap
Okay.
issues. They spent a lot on the offense.
Oh, they have
on
their
3
own cap.
players.
Yeah, they have their own cap and they've got cap issues. Now the cap's going up,
Yeah, there you go. We'll figure it out.
but you're paying 3 guys on offense that
Got to pay somebody on defense, Anthony.
apparently not, according to them.
You don't have to do anything.
Apparently not. All right, Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, Anthony Stalter, Jamie will be back with us tomorrow. Speaking of Marshy, he's got what's trending for you next on 101 ESPN. You're not going to believe the offers and the deals that they have going on right now at Auto Centers Nissan. This month, Auto Centers Nissan is turning up the pressure and making sure that they're giving you fantastic deals at some unbelievable savings, which I'll get to here in a second. First and foremost, the selection will not be beat at Auto Centers. They have over 1,000 new and used vehicles all in one location, right off I-55 in Herculaneum, Missouri, minutes from South County, easy to get to from anywhere in the region. They've got select new Nissan models right now that qualify for 0 payments for 6 months, 0 down, and 0% APR for 60 months. So those are on the brand new Nissan models. Remaining 2025 models have been discounted up to $11,000 off MSRP. $11,000 off MSRP. Every new Nissan includes a 30-day return promise. If you're not completely satisfied with the vehicle, you can bring it back within 30 days and they'll refund your money. Plus, when you go to AutoCentersNissan.com, buyers can claim up to $1,000 in extra savings online by hitting the Claim My Buyers bonus on any vehicle. So when you go to AutoCentersNissan.com and you find a vehicle you like, just hit the Claim My Buyers bonus on any vehicle, and you can claim up to $1,000 in extra savings. So now's the time to head to Auto Centers Nissan in Herculaneum. Tell them Stalter sent you, and don't forget to shop online at AutoCentersNissan.com.
news in the sports world.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
Here's what's trending.
Blues bring it in. Here's a shot coming from Mayu. Put it on. Grubauer the save. Wrap around Mayu. He scores! Mayu followed this shot like you're taught in Pee Wee hockey. And he picked it up, wrapped it around. He ties the game 1-1. Logan Mayu getting the goal.
Logan Mayu, gentlemen. 2 goals in the last 2 games. Everybody didn't like this guy at the beginning of the season. They didn't want to trade Zach Bolduc away. We know the saying, and let me get the saying correct because yesterday I did not. Don't judge a book by its cover, Anthony.
Yeah.
Don't judge a trade by the first half of a season.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Logan Mayu post-Olympic break? He has logged 20-plus minutes in 3 straight games and had a career high in terms of minutes played last night, 22 minutes, 52 seconds. He's looking pretty solid as of recent. What are your thoughts on the young defenseman?
I mean, Jamie could obviously break it down much better than we could in terms of like how he's played defensively, but the production is there. And it does go to show you, and Marsh, you kind of alluded to it, it goes to show you that we often are impatient as fans. And it's a shame that the Blues have been struggling to the degree that they have, because I think this would be more of a topic of conversation. But Logan Mayu has looked excellent. And sometimes it takes a little while. And I get it. Zach Bolduc came out of the gates red hot. But hasn't he had some healthy scratches? Hasn't he been a healthy scratch in a couple of games recently?
Yeah, I believe so. He has not scored in the year 2026. So 20 games for Zach Bolduc since the calendar flipped. He has yet to score. 7 assists, so 7 points, no goals. Logan Mayu in his last 4 games has 13 shots on goal. 2 goals, of course, in his last 2 games. So, he's looking like the player that I think we all wanted him to be. He's getting his time to shine, especially with Colton Parayko out of the lineup.
And granted, I still have the utmost respect for Zach Bolduc.
Oh, yeah.
Zach Bolduc is going to be an excellent player. But as Marsh, you had noted, Logan Mayu could do nothing right early on, and a lot of people were hammering Armstrong for the trade. We still got a long way to go. Both players could fizzle. Both players could pop. One player could still win the trade, so to speak, or one team would still win the trade, so to speak, with how their player performs. But bottom line is, you got to love what you're seeing out of him.
I think it's awesome. I think the fact that he's got 48 shots on goal this year, and a third of them have come in the last 4 games. 13 of them, almost a third of them. And so you're watching a guy that, as Marshy said, he's getting more time on the ice, obviously taking more shots. You just heard Kerbs talk about it, took a shot, did the Pee Wee hockey thing, followed his shot, and got a wraparound goal. Like, you're playing the game. The thing that I tell people this all the time, the game is probably starting to slow down for him. He's probably not pressing as much. He's probably not worrying as much about what Zach Bolduc is doing or not doing. Like, when you first get here, and I think Zach Bolduc scored a lot of goals in the first couple of games, 2 or 3 goals in the first year. You're like, oh, my God, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And this kid can't even play. Well, now he's comfortable. He's settled into what he's doing, where he needs to be, and he's playing really well. And it's fun to see that. It's fun to see the maturation of a young athlete figure some things out, because it's not easy.
No.
It is a difficult task being a professional athlete. It's difficult to get there. It's even harder to stay there. And so Logan Mayu has figured some things out for himself, and it's only going to help him, and it's helping this team in the process.
Gentlemen, Matt Eberflus has a job. The 49ers are hiring former Cowboys defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus as their assistant head coach of defense, per Tom Pelissero. Thoughts on Eberflus joining the 49ers?
Good luck with that.
Good for him, man. Matty E. Well, you like Matt. You're a Chicago guy. Right?
If
Anthony, you're a Bay Area guy.
There you go.
I guess it covers both areas here. He was fine in Indianapolis. He wasn't good in Chicago. He definitely wasn't good last year in Dallas. I'm not saying he's always had the best defensive personnel, and as we know, that that matters. But he runs a pretty simple, 4-3, zone behind it. That's what he does. There's not a lot of mystery to his schemes. Doesn't blitz a lot. He tries to get home with 4.
Yeah.
So for the 49ers to be like, yeah, that's our guy. Although he's just going to be an assistant, I guess. And a consultant.
Oh, there you go.
But I wouldn't be thrilled if I was a 49ers fan if he winds up becoming the next defensive coordinator, especially after what you just had in Robert Saleh.
I feel like the 49ers do a pretty good job, though.
Morris is the guy there now.
They identify, maybe a coach that had a good pedigree as a defensive coordinator, maybe didn't work out somewhere else, but then they bring that person in, and they seem to do a pretty good job. I think Raheem Morris is going to do a good job with the 49ers. Maybe he ends up getting another shot at being a head coach somewhere.
I wonder.
And then you have Eberflus sort of waiting in the wings.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder with Raheem Morris. He won a ring with the Rams. Now, he started off as a really young head coach for the Bucs. I think he was only like 32 or something when he took over Tampa. Got run out of there. Bounced around as an assistant coach for a while. Coached both sides of the ball at one point. I think he was the receivers coach in Atlanta. Then the interim. Then he goes to L.A., wins himself a ring, gets hired as the head coach in Atlanta. He was okay, but it's certainly somebody that wasn't going to put him over the top. And now he's back as a DC in San Francisco. I don't know, CD. You know a lot of these guys. Like some guys just should be coordinators.
I think he did a fantastic job as a coordinator for the Rams.
Yeah.
That Super Bowl run that they had, and earned the opportunity to become a head coach. It was well warranted, but it just didn't go well in Atlanta. And you're probably looking at it. It would probably look at the quarterback position and say we can start there as maybe part of the reason why it didn't go well. I think they had all of the pieces for the most part in place to be a really good football team, but the quarterback position, I wouldn't say it held them back, but it just didn't meet or exceed expectations for them to have a divisional championship team, because you're one win away from winning that division.
Sure. And
probably one win away from still having a head coaching job.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're in the playoffs. You're not on the outside looking in. So I don't know that he did a terrible job as the Falcons head coach, but it just wasn't good enough. And so you got released, you got fired from that position, you get an opportunity to go back to the NFC West, a division that you know really well, and run some defense. And if he does well there, just like Robert Saleh just got another opportunity as a head coach, maybe he'll get another head coaching opportunity.
Yeah.
Last thing here, Jason Tatum, St. Louis's own Jason Tatum, expected to make his 2025-2026 NBA season debut tomorrow night against the Dallas Mavericks, Anthony's favorite team.
Apparently.
So Jason Tatum making a return, Carey.
Good for him, man. I think, that Achilles tear is I've never done it, knock on wood. I've seen it done. Our good friend Michael Young tore his Achilles while we were working out and allowed it. He looked back like, who the hell kicked me? And then his foot just dropped.
Oh, no.
But yeah, to return in 10 months to the NBA, nonetheless, to professional sports is an amazing feat. Hopefully he's ready to roll and confident in his leg. That's the most important thing. Like when you're rehabbing and you're returning, the doctors will tell you, oh, everything's stable. We've done all the X-rays, all the MRIs, all the whatever we can do, and everything tells us you're good to go. Yeah, but mentally, are you good to go? So how he returns and how he feels mentally, I know he's been doing 5-on-5 and team drills and practicing with the entire team, but there's a different level between game time and practice time. I tell people, you can work out till the cows come home. You're never in football shape. You're never in basketball shape till you actually play a game.
Yeah.
It's just, for whatever reason, your body just, it's an adaptation period that you need. So hopefully he's ready to roll. He's probably going to be on a minutes restriction. I don't think they're going to go out there and let him play 35 minutes tomorrow night. But you might see him for 15 to 18 minutes, maybe 20. Sparingly. You don't want him to sit down too long because you don't want it to get tight and all the things that can come up. But good for him to be able to rehab that quickly and be able to return. I'm looking forward to it.
That's Gary Davis. It's Andrew Marshall, Anthony Stalter. So does trading Colton Parayko still make sense for the Blues? We'll dive into that next. So the big news of the day locally that everybody knows now is that Colton Parayko will not be a Buffalo Sabre. He decided to nix the trade that would have sent him to Buffalo, and the Blues would have acquired the Sabres' top prospect as well as a first-round pick. Does it still make sense to trade Colton Parayko? I don't know how you guys feel about this, but this is where I'm at here. If you're going to just trade Colton Parayko and then let's say, I don't know, Justin Falk, because he's one of those players that will have an expiring contract sooner rather than later. I don't know how much sense it makes. Dealing Colton Parayko, to me, would be a smaller piece in the large picture of we are going to completely reassemble this puzzle. Mm-hmm. In other words, if you're going to trade him, Braden Chen probably goes, Binnington probably goes, Robert Thomas probably goes. It's part of a deal where you're reshuffling what your future looks like in the next 2 to 5 years. That is where I'm at. Just trading Colton Parayko doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I thought that if Colton Parayko were to be traded, which they attempted to, he utilized his no-trade clause. He waived it, and he didn't waive it, and so he's still here for now. I thought that was a signal that they are going in a rebuild direction. Mm-hmm. You trade one of your pillars on the defensive line. Got football. Max Crosby on my brain. One of your D-men, and you are trending or heading in a different direction. Mm-hmm. Because what are you doing, right? Yeah. If Parayko goes, you're probably talking to Robert Thomas and say, hey, man, look, we just traded away our best defenseman. He's we're not going to be good, and we're going to get a lot of goals scored on us,
sure.
man. You going to score a lot of goals for us? Because if not, we're probably going to lose some more games. And I think that was the first domino, and there's going to be a domino effect of everyone else saying, okay, no trade clause, I'll waive it. I feel like there's a better opportunity to win a championship or be in those championship-type moments sooner than it would be to be here in St. Louis. What it means now, the trade deadline we're still not there yet. Yeah. He could still be traded. Parayko still could be traded to another team. Obviously, he didn't want to go to Buffalo. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. No, anyone wouldn't want to go to play for the Buffalo Sabres. But I do think that it is trending in the direction that Armstrong is saying, based on the information that I have, we need to reshuffle the deck and try again.
Sure.
I think the tricky thing is if you're going to trade these players with no trade clauses, like you kind of got to get rid of all of them, right? That's because if you only get rid of a few of them, can you truly go into a rebuild?
No. That Marsh, what you just said is exactly my line of thinking on this, right? You now become a team that is half in and half out. Mm-hmm. You're now the Cardinals, but previously, not now, but previously, right. Where it's like roster's not good enough to bottom out, but. Actually, it's let me rephrase that. Our roster is not good enough to be a legit contender that can make some noise. It's also not bad enough where we're going to bottom out and we're going to get some high draft picks. So you're stuck in between.
I don't know. Have you
not seen this team play the last couple of weeks?
I watched them win 3 or 4 games, and they're still
weak.
Third to last in all of the NHL.
Whatever, dude.
I've watched a team that hasn't won 3 games in a row this year.
Not yet.
Not yet. Maybe not ever this year. Potentially, hell. If you win your next one, then that's a winning streak. But you ain't won 3 in a row yet. Mm-hmm. So I see a team that does have. I take what you say and I'll counter it with I see a team that does have the potential to bottom out, to be at the very bottom. Because that's what you've been essentially this entire season. Either second to last or third to last in all of the NHL. And so if I'm looking at it, there is not you can't get fooled again,
all right,
man.
so Carey, because you're right.
Once, shame on you. Fooled me twice. Can't get fooled again. And Marshy's going to get fooled again.
Well, yeah.
Look at him. Look at this
He's
young
excited.
man.
He's excited.
He's going to get fooled again.
Right. Kerry, let me ask you this, okay? Because you're right. You bring up a good point. They with this roster, they have not been good. Do you believe that will happen more so you just keep acquiring these top picks?
Do I think what will happen more?
This season. Do you think it's next year?
If you keep doing the same thing,
yeah,
I do.
Then why even trade anybody?
So what are you saying? Keep everybody here? And then do what? Trade in the offseason? Or don't trade anybody ever?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what don't you want to trade players to open up spots?
So I think if you're going to bottom out, what you're doing is preparing yourself for the future, which is why you would trade those players. Because if I'm looking at it and this is the best that it's going to be, guess who ain't going to be part of the future? Your ass. Like, that's how I would view it. And that's why I would say that's why I need to trade you. Not because we're going to be at the bottom either way, so I might as well keep you around. No, if we're going to be at the bottom with you or without you, let me move on from you so that I can get to the bottom and get my new core or whatever that looks like in place so that now that they're at the bottom, they can ascend together.
Okay, so I got you now. So what you're essentially saying is, yes, it still makes sense to trade Colton Parayko, even if you don't move on from these other guys. It still makes sense because what you're doing, whether you're rebuilding all at once or you're rebuilding
gradually,
yes. One trade here, one trade in the offseason, you still need to get the outcome's still going to be the same.
You got to turn the roster.
That's a great point. Yeah, I hear you. That's a great point.
What if all of them go, you know what? I think I'm going to stay here.
Then you're screwed.
I think I'm going to stay here because I can. In fact, we're all going to stay here, and you're going to have to put a better team around us.
How?
We can't, but...
How?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, how?
I don't. Some of the younger players that are supposedly going to be a part of the next wave where you're supposed to be good.
Would
so
you trade those
going to
guys?
trade those players?
No, they can come up and play.
But you can if you got all these spots that are being occupied.
Shift them down.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're paying second and third line guys.
Why you're yelling at us.
You know that there are roster spots that could be upgraded. There are. There are.
Okay. All right.
If you have so much confidence in some of these younger players, let them grow. I'm not saying that
what I'm saying is, even with that being done, maybe you're saying that those players, young players, grow to top six players, and then you have Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou as bottom six?
They shift down. That's ultimately the older they get. And I think that we would all agree that those types of players are ultimately probably good, like second line. They're a great second line group on a potential winning roster.
Sure.
And you hope that the younger players ascend to essentially knock them down.
Okay.
I think that what that does, and we're going to talk about leadership and captains and all of that. That then, because if you're telling, you got guys getting paid more money and they're playing less minutes, like that. The hierarchy of sports doesn't call for that. Like if I'm getting paid. If I get paid this much, this is how much I play. If I get paid this much, this is how I play. Now, this is how much I play. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. Like if you got a rookie that is on a rookie contract or there are always exceptions. But generally speaking, if I make X amount of dollars, I play X amount of minutes. I play X amount of plays on the field. That is going to stand the test of time until the end of time, in my opinion.
My whole point is, I hope you have another plan. If all of these guys decide, I'm going to stay here, I hope there's another plan to make this roster better instead of shipping everybody out, because they have the final say. You gave them the final say. So if they all say, I'm staying, I want to play in St. Louis, then you need to figure out a way to make this team better with them on the roster.
Yeah.
Because as we just saw, Colton Parayko wants to be here, at least for now.
They had a player do that before, didn't they? What
at least
did they
for
do
now.
with him? Didn't they have a player do that?
Who?
Who was the player that they said I'm staying? Was it Letty?
Shen.
No.
What do you mean?
Who did they waive? Who did they waive
Like
last
today?
year? No, last year. Krug. Was it Torrey Krug or was it Letty?
Brandon Saad went to
Brandon Saad. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't
I
want
thought you're talking about trading.
No, he didn't want to leave or he didn't want to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He didn't want to go to play in the minors.
Right.
Yeah, what happened?
Right.
Yeah, they got him out.
Okay. Anything's possible. If you're motivated enough.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I don't think they're going to do that to like Robert Thomas.
No.
No, they wouldn't do that.
No.
I'm just saying they
wouldn't have
need to have a plan if these guys ultimately want to stay.
I'm with you.
And
I'm with
you
you
need
on
to make
that.
the roster better. So I hope you have a plan B.
I'm with you 100% on that, and that is their job. So like that is Armstrong and Steen's job. You're right. You have to find a plan B. From where I'm sitting right now, boy, it's not a good situation. You're not good. You got expensive players, and they're not willing to move on. Like that. That's not a great spot to be. But we're about 24 hours now away from the NHL trade deadline. In fact, I think we're a little less than 24 hours now. So more decisions are going to be coming here.
Especially after they've won the last 3 or 4. You just never know what this group could be.
Marsh wouldn't move a player right now. He sees the chemistry finally forming.
They only won 3 or 4, Anthony.
He sees it.
This happened last year.
Vision.
They're only 12 points out of a playoff spot.
You know who had a vision one day? Marshy. Marshy had a vision. What would warrant these grades for the Cardinals? We'll tell you what these grades are. Explain it next on 101 ESPN. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. So, Marcia, you kind of threw this out there to us about grades.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D. Although, you know what? Actually, there's no E, is there? It's just an F.
Why is that?
F, G.
I don't know.
E stands for excellence.
F, you're a failure.
Yeah.
D, you're a dumbass.
You're a dumbass.
C, you're cruddy, like the cruddy Cardinals.
Yeah.
B is better, and A is awesome.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that works. Although nowadays, do your kids still get A, B, C, D, F?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, that's the letter grade.
We don't.
What do they get?
They get like meets expectations and stuff like that. Now they're a little bit younger.
Yeah,
so.
I think once they get to middle school, definitely 5th, 6th grade for sure.
Okay. Yeah, some meets expectations. I don't know.
What?
Okay. I don't know. So how's a kid doing? I can't read. Okay, we'll teach him. Actually,
Not there yet.
You teach him.
Now, let me tell you something. That piss teachers off. Don't do that.
I know.
Do not piss these wonderful teachers off that work their butts off ever since. Shout out to all the teachers out there, man, that work their tails off every day raising our kids, and the lazy-ass parents, not you, Anthony, just speaking in general, that don't take time to read with their children at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Go over some homework with your kids, man. Don't send them to school talking to them damn teachers all day and they don't know squat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's kind of like being a coach and like, hey, my kid can't catch. I know. I've got 50 other kids
I only got an hour and a half.
I only got an
with them.
hour. What have you been doing?
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. I don't know how we got sidetracked there. Anyways, so Marsh was looking at like what would warrant a certain letter grade for the Cardinals. For example, what would an A for the Cardinals look like in 2026? So if fast forward to the end of the season and we're handing out letter grades for the 2026 St. Louis Cardinals and somebody hands out an A, what would that look like for the Cardinals?
They won the division.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Okay.
They won the division. If you give them an A, that's like, whew, you are outstanding.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, they won the division. So B, I think that if we're just going to go right to B, that's wild card team.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
C, don't make the playoffs,
But are competitive.
and
500?
well,
I wouldn't. A number is. I don't want to stay away from numbers.
I don't want to commit to that either.
But isn't C average?
Yeah, but
is
it could be.
average.
It could be
Average.
just
500
above
is
average, or it could be just below average.
Well, it can be a C plus or a C minus.
True. So I think a C plus would be they kind of B minus would like they didn't make the playoffs, but they exceeded expectations.
See, I think that would be a C.
That's a B minus.
I think if you don't make, you got to think about the team we're talking about here. Like, because this scenario,
I think you have to think about the team we're talking
I think an
about.
A would be a playoff chance. Like, just to
playoff chance?
Just to get in the playoffs. Like, they are a wild card team would be an A for this team. Would it not? Like, are we grading on a curve here? What are we doing? We have 3 separate teachers in here.
Yeah, no kidding. I think Carey and I are a little tougher.
yeah, I mean, they're still
You're really
professional.
tough.
They're still professional athletes. You don't get an A for almost making it. The A ain't for almost getting it done.
Right.
Yeah, give me an A for almost getting there? Hell no.
I'll give you an
Starts
E
with an
for
A.
effort.
Give
That's
you
about
an
it.
E for effort. Nah.
You know what? We don't coach effort around here.
Nah. Effort comes, you should have effort when you walk in the door, buddy.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
We don't coach effort. So Marshy, who was a teacher that we all wish we had when we were a student,
Man.
Marshy's going to be handing out A's left and right for the Cardinals
I don't
just
even
for
have to show
trying.
up to class.
That's
I
ridiculous.
can sleep
Yeah.
in Marshy's class. I might go to sleep in Mr. Marsh's class. Mm-hmm. Professor
Still get an
Marsh.
A.
Still get an A.
Just by
It's
telling
okay.
just by telling him you tried hard.
I was there,
Yeah.
Mr. Marsh. You're right. You were there.
All right, so here's the tricky part.
You do apparently a percentage of your grade, at least in college, was just showing up.
Yeah, maybe
They
like
had those clickers.
10%.
That's how people knew that the teachers knew that you actually showed up when you do the clicker questions.
The clicker
I never
question?
got
What
those.
the hell
You
is that?
guys probably didn't have those
Man,
clickers when you were in
must
college.
be old, man. Clicker question.
Yeah, they put a question up on the board, and then you have these clickers, and you have to answer A, B, C, or D.
Oh,
With
really?
your clicker?
Yeah, with your clicker.
Someone couldn't take your clicker with them?
Well, Carey, they could.
Now we're seeing.
I mean,
Now we're seeing.
I ain't going.
It's amazing. It's amazing how quickly you went to that too, Carey.
And sometimes those clicker questions were online, too.
Yeah, come on,
So
man.
you could answer them on your computer.
Wow.
Anyways.
Did you guys have overhead projectors when you were in school?
Oh, Marshy probably.
I think some classes did. We had those like smart boards,
They
which
had
I guess
smart
is
boards.
What's a smart board?
Yeah, no, it's not the same, man.
It's not a. So an
Man.
overhead projector, you've seen them, right?
yeah, like an old
You
projector.
put the
no, not the slides one, but like there's a projector.
no. You put the piece of paper. Yeah, explain it.
It's
Yeah,
a
the
machine.
slides, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
got to
think
put it on there upside down for it to reflect
No,
off.
okay, I know what that is. I had that in elementary school.
So they used to write on clear paper or clear sheet, and they would put it on this projector, and then here, take all my notes.
Yeah.
And they'd have to erase it. You have to write it down real quick.
Okay.
I was the kid that was always like, to hell with this. I would fall behind quickly. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. You do it.
I would say
What's a D for the Cardinals as we get back on
D
track?
is. I feel like a D is. That's a good question. D and F are going to be hard.
Yeah, because
to
the
me, it's gonna be
expectations are low.
hard. It's going to be hard to give this team an F. Like an F for me would be what the White Sox did. Was it last year? 2 years ago?
So an FF is like you're losing 100 games.
Yeah,
That's an F.
yeah.
You're not even really trying.
You're not. F is
Nobody's developed.
Nah.
It's a mess.
I don't see that happening.
No.
I don't think so either.
So a D would have to be like. See, 70 wins doesn't feel like a D though.
No.
I don't know.
But we got to give one out.
Okay, 70 wins is a D.
Okay.
We got a great text message from the 636. Very measured teacher from the text line. You guys are grading the wrong thing. An A this year would mean that we have at least 3 established core pieces in our lineup. One of them is a star. We also have 3 studs in our rotation. One is an ace.
Okay, but wouldn't you make the playoffs in that scenario?
Maybe.
Yeah, so then it's all kind of tied together.
Yeah. So don't you be attacking Carey and I. Don't you dare.
618 says D is no progression from the players.
Yeah. Okay. I like that a lot. So what you're saying is, it's a D. You really didn't. You started the season. Mm-hmm. It finished, and you're no better or worse than where you were in 2026.
Correct.
Which doesn't feel like a C, because C, you would at least make some progress.
You're passing with the C.
You're passing with a C, but the D, you're like, man, we got to retake this class again. What would you rather have in this scenario, a D or an F?
A D? I don't want to watch an F.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the Cardinals. What would you rather have? You would rather have a D where, again, you just kind of you started the season and
Yeah, it's kind of sound like the Blues right now.
Does it matter though? Does it
No, it
matter?
does, because if you get an F, you might get the first overall pick, but if you get a D, you might be somewhere 5 to 10.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I'm thinking for the front office, if you get a D or an F in this instance, either way, players are not progressing and you have answers. Okay, I think it's time to move on. Mm-hmm. If they regress, well, we're definitely going in a different direction with some of these players.
Sure.
If they don't progress at all, where it's like, man, we're giving you another opportunity. This is the real runway year. And you still haven't gotten the job done. You haven't moved the ball forward, even if it was a couple of inches. You still haven't done that.
Right.
I think we have to go in a different direction in terms of some of the players that we rely on moving forward.
All right. Okay. Okay. Do we solve it?
Nope.
Do we solve for X?
The 636 says a World Series title is an A. Anything else is a failure. That's a winner's mentality.
That's true. That's true. I don't know if you've seen this roster lately, but it's true. All right, we've got our Sports Six-Pack coming up, at least part 1. If you've got a question for us, send it into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Again, part 1 of the Sports Six-Pack is next. I love working with my guy, Stewie. Stewie is phenomenal. Stewie from Stewart's American Words Corporation. There's a couple of things that I love most about that I really appreciate about Stewie. When it comes to finding you solutions for potential problems, whether, let's say, you're buying a new home and you don't really know how to get to the closing deadline because maybe you don't have a good handle on where your taxes are, or maybe you own certain properties, or you have different jobs, and it kind of creates a complicated tax situation. Stewie can help with that. Maybe you're in a spot where you racked up a lot of debt and you got some sleepless nights. You don't really know what to do about it. You don't know who to turn to. Stewie doesn't judge at all. He's seen it all. He understands that certain things happen, and he'll help develop a program to even lower what your debt, not only your debt overall, but your debt payments. He's got certain programs for VA loans, for example. Or, again, if you're borrowing up to $200,000 or more, you qualify for the bagel loan, no closing costs, no lender fees. I don't know anybody else that does that. And it's not a situation where bakes the cost in with something else. No, he saves that money up front for you so that you can add it to your bid, or you can maybe remodel with that money. It's up to you how you want to use it. But you do have to pick up the phone and call Stewie or text him. And you can text him because he hands out his personal cell phone number, which is 314-324-4440. He wants you to call him day, night. Doesn't really matter. If he misses your call or misses your text, he'll certainly respond when he has time, and he usually responds ASAP. So give our guy Stewie a call. If you miss that number, you can always Google the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
.101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Colton Parayko, after all the talk and speculation from yesterday about going to Buffalo, he invoked his no-trade clause, nullifying a potential Blues and Sabres trade. The Blues also announced that they put Matthew Joseph on unconditional waivers for the purpose of terminating his contract. And with all of that happening, the Blues did pick up a win last night against the Seattle Kraken. 3-2 the final. They'll take on the San Jose Sharks tomorrow. And you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 8. Puck drop is at 9. Coming up next, we have our Sports Six-Pack. So get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. We'll answer your questions next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
All right, time for the Sports Six-Pack Part 1. If you have any questions for us, you can send it in to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. With Kerry Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh with question 1.
Question number 1.
All right, so at the beginning of the show, we were talking about the Colton Parayko trade to Buffalo and how that was essentially leaked, right? Darren Dreger came out, said all these different things. It ultimately did not happen because Colton Parayko invoked a no-trade clause. We get a question from the 636. Who in organizations leak stuff? Not names, but roles. Is it trainers, a strategy move by a GM or scout? I've always wondered who the mysterious sources are.
Sometimes it's the agent.
I would say most times it's the agent. Yeah.
So the agents have really good relationships with, NFL insiders, NHL insiders, and they have conversations. Hey, we just got a contract offer for such and such, or just got a trade offer for my client such and such.
Yeah.
And that's how it's a trust that is built amongst the coaches, sometimes it's coaches, but agents and the reporters. And so, you don't leave them high and dry. When you tell them something, it's going to be accurate, so that they don't go out there and say something that's inaccurate and then they look like an idiot. But I would say most times it's the agents that are having those conversations with those insiders and giving them the heads up of who's about to do what.
And also, they'll leak out information to the media on purpose to make sure that their client looks good, too.
Yep.
So it just kind of depends, especially on the NFL draft. You'll see some reports come out, even from reliable insiders. They'll say, hey, I don't know, this player is on everybody's draft boards, or 3 or 4 teams have this player who maybe was projected to go in the second or third round as a first round talent. They'll leak that information in hopes of kind of drawing up interest for their client.
Yes.
Now, in the case of Parayko, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know who would do that. I mean, and who's to say that Doug Armstrong and the Buffalo Sabres didn't do it? Like,
I don't know what would be the benefit, though, of that.
I mean, if you're making a trade.
But it's not official, and they know that. So
Yeah, but everything is pending. It's like pending a physical, pending approval from this entity, a pending, In this case, it was pending Colton Parayko telling you whether or not he was willing to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know what. So what difference does it make if we didn't know about the trade and then you hear via sources that the trade was nixed? Like, are you more bothered then, or are you more happy then because, they kept it under wraps? Like, this was going to get out at some point anyways. It's a big story. So,
yeah.
I think people get frustrated about many things in life.
You don't say.
Take a deep breath.
618 says Buffalo needed to know because they needed time to pivot. But what does that have to do with leaking out
I don't know.
a trade?
Yeah.
Even if,
Again,
so
I don't,
the public knows.
Right. I don't think the Sabres or the Blues would have leaked it out. It doesn't benefit them, nor does it benefit the Colton Parayko's agents to do it either. He would have already known. He would have contacted Colton and said, hey, here's the deal. Do you want to go to Buffalo or not? And I don't think Colton Parayko really cares what the compensation is going back. So it's just a situation of whether or not he wants to play for the Sabres.
Curbstomp says to pressure Parayko to accept it.
Maybe.
But again, what?
Maybe because of what we're talking about now. Oh, he didn't accept it. What happens now? Now there's a presumption of friction. Well, when he comes back and plays for the Blues, there's going to be friction there between him and Army. No, it's not, because it's a business and all part. Now, you could be, as an athlete, you could be upset. You can be pissed off with your coach, with the ownership, with management. But in most instances, you're still going to come do your damn job.
Yeah.
because it's your job. It's people that go to work every day that hate their boss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not here at Hubbard. We love our bosses.
Damn right we do,
man.
Yeah.
But in other places, seriously,
Speak for us, CD.
people hate their boss. They hate doing their job. They still show up to work. So somebody listening right now might be like, "You're right, CD.
Yeah.
Man, I hate that guy.
Look at you.
Man, I hate that gal."
Yeah.
314 wants to know, who do you think it was?
I think it was
don't know.
somebody in the building for Buffalo.
Somebody with knowledge of the situation.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote on here that it was the towel man.
Yeah, I'll put that on towel,
I
man.
don't think the towel man knew.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move
I think
on.
we can all have our speculations, but at the end of the day, we don't know.
Question number 2.
That'd be crazy if it was the towel man. That'd be crazy. All right, from the 618, why do all our sports teams suck? Is this the worst era of St. Louis sports to date?
It's certainly the worst era since I've been here. I got here in 2010, started working for the radio station in 2011.
That's because multiple teams are struggling. Like, because the Rams on their own were a struggle bus situation. Like
They took up
a large chunk of the struggling.
They shielded the Blues too when the Blues were going through their lean.
The Rams were really, what was it,
rebuild.
3-50? Well, how many?
Yeah, I don't know. They're terrible. They fast lane stunk.
It's bad, man. 10-58. What was the?
I don't know the famous number. Randy used to rattle it off the top of his head. I don't know. It was terrible. I can tell you that.
Terrible.
Pretty easy counting losses. It's not like the win column really went up that much.
No, right. But when it comes to both teams, not only underperforming, but also if the Blues go through a rebuild, like you got 2 rebuilding teams.
3, Anthony. Don't forget the soccer team.
3 teams, yeah. But what are you building? Like, you're still trying. To me, it's still you're still trying to build. Then
why are you counting them?
City SC hasn't built a contender. They had a really good inaugural season. They got bounced in the first round. Mm-hmm. So you're not rebuilding. You're building. Eggplant emoji says they were 15-65 over a 5-year stretch.
That's what it was.
15-65. Thank you, Eggplant.
And they were 6-42 over 3 years.
Huh. That's terrible.
15-65. You say?
Jason Bateman.
Damn, that's struggling.
Man, that's bad. Oh.
That's a
At least they carried that into Los Angeles, and they're still bad.
Nah, Marcia, I don't know if you got the memo.
You're telling me that they moved cities and then magically became a good football team?
Yep. Unfortunately, that's what happened.
What?
Yeah, they won a Super Bowl, Marsh.
What?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, back in the 99 Rams.
No. Aaron
2000
Donald
Super Bowl.
sacked Joe Burrow when he had Jamar Chase wide open, man. Wide open. And they won that Super Bowl. It was in L.A. Wasn't it didn't they win in L.A.? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good times, man. Huh, Anthony?
Great times, Carey. Mm-hmm. Great times.
I like watching that 7th round of the St. Louis Rams draft. Nothing beats that. No.
Yeah, that was great.
No clue who the hell this guy is, man.
We used to get in breaks and be like, do you guys know? Did anybody put eyes on this guy at any point in the season? No. And I used to, if you remember, Carey, I used to have a binder, and I used to prepare before the draft.
It's no way to prepare for every player.
No, of course not.
But drafted.
But my goal one time was like to get into like the fourth round or something like that. And I was flipping through my notes. I was done by the 3rd. I'm like, I got nothing.
Nothing else.
I got nothing.
It's
not like I was breaking down film. I was just trying to
have something.
Watch. Keep an eye on players and games when the college season was going on, or the YouTube cut-ups, which really doesn't show you much because
doesn't give you enough.
Just highlighted, but they don't have the all 22 and all that. So what I had wasn't even great, but I just wanted to have something to talk about. Yeah, 4th, 5th, 7th round. Holy smokes! Been on air, delirious. Rough.
Delirious.
All right, you want to do one more?
Yeah, let's do one more.
All right.
Question number 3.
All right, the table Rock Lake Monster wants to know, is it crazy to believe that the Cardinals might be better than they were last year? A healthy Win and Herrera, swap Weatherholt with Donovan, Gorman and Sajasi for Arenado, Burleson for Contreras, Dustin May for Miles Michaelis. It at least sounds more entertaining.
I agree. That's been one of our themes, really, when you think about it. We don't want to see what we've been seeing in years past. It's tired. It's done. At the very least, you've got new, and the unknown can be exciting in sports, as opposed to the known when the known is average or below average. So I agree with that
I think
statement.
it's going to be exciting as well.
Yeah.
The Utes.
The Utes of America. All right. We'll continue our Sports Six Pack with part 2 next. So keep those questions rolling in to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. More of your questions next in the Fast Lane.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh and Kerry Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's the second part of the Sports Six Pack. So if you still got questions, send them in. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Marshy, question 4, please.
Question number 4.
From the 636, could this blocked trade galvanize the group? We almost lost a fan favorite. Everyone wants us to blow it up. What percentage, the odds, could we go on a run and make the playoffs?
Well, Kerry, do you want to remind them what you've been reminding them of pretty much the entire show?
They are who we thought they were?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, no.
What?
I answered it like, yeah, because I thought you were going to say it. Where are they in the standings?
Third to last.
Okay.
In all of hockey.
In all of hockey.
Yeah, I do think fans, like, you want a reason to believe in, and that's what makes fans. It's fandom. That's what makes you a fan. You have every right to believe that something great could happen for your team. And last year you were right. And 1 out of every, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, you might be right. Mm-hmm. 2 out of 2 years, probably not. That's just my opinion. I mean, hell, I've been wrong by a lot of stuff in my life.
Same.
So, I don't think that, hey, tried to trade Colton. We're going to play better now. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you play better before?
Right. I don't think I don't buy into the whole galvanizing thing. No. That's kind of wishful thinking. I don't blame you for having that thought, but
they have won 3 of their last 4, though, Anthony.
Yeah. So Dr. Xander in the Snake Pit says about 4%. I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I mean, until they get on a 3-game winning streak, we'll talk.
Okay. I've said this before.
3-game winning streak, so they could beat the Sharks tomorrow. You going to talk after that?
Maybe. I mean, I'll talk.
It's 4 out of the last.
On Monday.
5.
Okay.
They haven't had a 3-game winning streak yet, Anthony.
Listen, I'm well aware.
Look.
I'm well aware.
I would love for them to go on a run. However,
he got a text.
Hang on, Carey.
He's been telling us about the organic tank for 2 months now.
Wait, that's true. You have.
He's been telling us about this organic tank.
You didn't let me finish.
And here we are. It is possible. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Marsh.
I would love for them to go on a run and make the playoffs. But you can't go on a run and barely miss the playoffs because then you screwed yourself.
You know what's going to happen?
Either go on a run or stop winning games.
You know what's going to happen? Just because Marshy got that you up text and he responded. This is your fault too, Marsh. I want you to know that. This is your fault.
Blaming me.
You blessed couches. You were praying.
That was over 10 years ago.
Blessing the Blues. You probably put a hex on the Colton Parayko trade after we left. You threw some juju at the radio.
Is that what you did?
That's what he was doing in here when we were walking by. And so the Blues are going to go on an epic run and fall 2 points shy of making the playoffs. And it's going to be your fault,
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
I think
it's going to be
Kerry
your
Davis
fault.
makes a really good point.
Marshy, it's going to be your fault. You're answering you up texts, spraying that stuff on the radio when we left. I saw you doing something over the microphones when we were walking out. Your hands were doing this. What the hell is he doing in there? Anthony, let's go. Let's get out of here.
I wonder.
It's getting weird in there.
I wonder about you, Marsh.
Yeah, man.
Things are starting to add up here.
You say, let's get nasty, and he was
like, I'll show you nasty.
For sure.
I'll show you nasty.
So
I have done crazy things before.
We know.
We do know.
And it has worked.
See?
It has worked.
See?
I blessed the couch. Cardinals won the World Series.
So I appreciate questions like Ellipsis 150 just had in the Snake Pit. Do
you want me to hit the button?
Yeah, go ahead.
Question number 5.
Please, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one thing that drives me insane about radio shows having a bunch of like inside jokes and never explaining them to me, it's instant tune out. Like,
We will explain this
not a
every
part-
time you
I'm
want
not
us
a
to.
part of it, so now I don't care. But Ellipsis 150, here's the question.
Okay.
I must have missed something. What are they referring to when they say, quote, Marsh blessed a couch?
Do you want me to explain
Please.
do.
everything?
Everything.
Let's travel back to the year 2011. As we all know, the Cardinals won the World Series that year. It was
Yes,
a
sir.
crazy, crazy run that
Wonderful
they went
year.
on. Imagine if that team blew up
They
their
were in
entire
first
roster.
the entire season.
No, they weren't, Anthony.
I think so.
Anyways,
Made it on the last day.
for a majority of that playoff run, I watched every game on my couch. Every time I was on the couch, the Cardinals won.
Mm-hmm.
And so as the playoffs went by, I started to notice a trend. Whenever I'm on this couch, this team wins ball games. And whenever I'm away, they find a way to lose. So I was not going to watch the World Series on my couch. I wanted to watch it with friends.
Okay.
So during that stretch,
But you had a dilemma now.
I had a dilemma. Do I
This
watch
story
with
gets
friends?
better.
Do I watch with friends?
Don't you just
Or do
word
I
it
sit
out?
on the couch by myself and enjoy this World Series by myself?
Yep.
So what did I do? I blessed the couch. I drew a picture of my face. It was a stick figure. I got out my Cardinals stuff, and I acted like if I was on the couch, and then I said, I did a little sprinkle, whatever you want to call it.
What you were doing when we
the little
walked past
hex
here
or
yesterday.
the little magic. And I blessed the couch, essentially. So I got to go out and hang out with friends while the Cardinals won the World Series.
So in case you don't understand here, Marsh
My man
tried to
Marsh.
trick the couch and did.
It worked.
Try to trick the couch.
The baseball gods is who he was trying to trick.
Either way.
The couch was just a culprit of Marshy's scheme. He just a part of the grand scheme. He was tricking the baseball gods.
I mean, it's hard to argue against the fact that with the Cardinals now winning the 2011 World Series, that Marsh didn't play a massive part in that.
I got the video that when he first told us this, and me and Anthony's face simultaneously like,
Did I hear that right? Yeah, that was
what the hell did he say?
that was something.
I did something similar in
You were dying.
I was over here dying, laughing. And it took you
could
a
not
beat
yeah, it
to
did.
kind of catch on.
You could see it on camera. You rewinded my face a couple of times just seeing because I did. I kind of I was like nodding my head, and then I went
Wait,
and
what?
I looked at you.
I'm like, yeah, it's gotten weird in here, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
got real weird.
Well, the 636 text in, why wouldn't you take that couch to the bar? Well, it's a great question. I was about 15 years old, so I don't know if I would be able to go to a bar.
He was a youngin' still.
But Anthony, I did something similar in 2019 when the Blues won the Stanley Cup.
You did.
During that stretch, we remember they won 11 games in a row.
Yeah.
Ryan O'Reilly scores the overtime goal against the Toronto Maple Leafs. I had a mustache during that time, right? Mm-hmm. And then when the playoffs started, I'm like, I gotta get this mustache back. And they won the Stanley Cup, Anthony.
So you regrew it just in time.
I regrew it just in time.
Nice job. Now, Gator also asked, and if you want to fire this off as the final question.
All right, here we go.
Question number 6.
Kind of a theme here in the Sports Six Pack Part 2. Gator in the Snake Pit asks, where's the couch now, Marshy?
Wow, that's a great question. Probably somewhere in Sunrise, Florida, considering they keep winning Stanley Cups down there. I have no idea. I have no clue. It was a green couch, though, like a greenish couch. I have no clue where it's at. It's unfortunate. But somebody somewhere, potentially, could be on that couch right now enjoying their favorite team winning.
Sure. There you go. All right.
I don't know.
Fair.
I will say, though, I tried it with the Blues. The next playoff run for them didn't work.
No.
Didn't work. It only worked for 1 year, and that's fine.
It was a special year.
It was.
All right.
It was the last special year that we've had. For the Cardinals, at least.
Yeah. We do need a Gauntlet contender. Contender. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you want to play in the Gauntlet coming up next, text in the word Gauntlet. You might have an opportunity to take on either CD, Marsh, or me next.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN 404. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh and Kerry Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in Chris to the program. What's up, Chris?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
We're doing great, man. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you for listening. Would you like to take on Marsh, Kerry, or me in round 1?
I'll take on you, Anthony.
Oh, okay. All right. Actually works out really well. I didn't go to the bathroom in the break, so it's perfect timing. So take your time, Chris. Good luck.
All right, Chris. Anthony's heading out to the cone of silence. You know how this goes. Tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Hey, Marsh, spin that wheel.
All right, Chris, is this your first time? Your first time playing in the Gauntlet?
Yeah, I've never done it.
All right, what category are you hoping for?
Well, I know how that works. I would say baseball, but I'm comfortable with all 3 other than random.
All right, well, it's not random and it's not baseball. It is indeed hockey.
Okay.
But I think Anthony's like 8-0 in hockey this year.
Anthony's undefeated.
Hey, he's been doing
all the categories.
Doing a great job. All right, here we go. Chris, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Last week, Connor McDavid became the first player to reach 100 points in the 25-26 NHL season. Only 2 players in history have recorded more 100-point campaigns. Wayne Gretzky and who else?
Oh, man. My instinct is Brett Hall, but I'll take the options.
Is it Gordie Howe, Mario Lemieux, or Mike Bossy?
Oh, man, I'm going to know that. I'm going to say Mario Lemieux.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, question number 2. Chris Chelios' career spanned 26 years, beginning when he was an offensive defenseman with
The Chicago Blackhawks.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 3. Although he never won a Stanley Cup, Paul Kariya was captain for the Ducks' run to the 2003 final, which they lost in in 7 games to who?
Yes, I'll take it.
You said options?
Yeah, please.
Is it the Colorado Avalanche, the Los Angeles Kings, or the New Jersey Devils?
I'll do the Jersey Devils. Final answer.
Question number 4. Identify the first city in the NHL's modern era to lose 2 franchises.
I'll take the options again.
Options are Phoenix, Atlanta, or Minneapolis.
I'm going to say Atlanta. Final answer.
All right, Chris, we'll get Anthony back in here. You wave him in, Marshy. How you feel?
Oh, man. I wish I would have done better. I wish it wasn't hockey, but I don't know, 50-50.
50-50? All right, well, we'll see how it goes. Anthony is heading back from the cone of silence. Been in there probably just chilling, talking to Ryder, listening to some tunes. What are you listening to?
Well, actually, I was talking to T-Bone.
Oh.
T-Bone's in there now.
T-Bone.
Yeah.
Okay. No tunes then.
I don't know why he's here still, but...
He's working hard, man.
Yeah, well, he always is. Absolutely. Yeah. T-Bone's one of the hardest working people in the building.
Yep. All right, Anthony.
All right, give me that football. Let's go.
Okay. Question number 1. The Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
No, we got hockey. Yeah.
Now, I wonder where that question was going to go.
Yeah, what were you going to ask me?
Lining up for that one, Carey.
What were you going to ask me on that one?
Now, what Super Bowl did they lose?
All of them.
All right, so what I get, hockey?
Hockey.
All right. Hockey been okay.
Tell him.
Pack a lunch, Anthony.
All right.
You ready?
Yep.
Last week, Connor McDavid became the first player to reach 100 points in the 25-26 NHL season. Only 2 players in history have recorded more 100-point campaigns. Wayne Gretzky and who else?
I was going to say, it's probably Gretzky, right? I'll take the options just to make sure I'm not missing anybody. I got one name in mind.
Gordie Howe, Mario Lemieux,
That's the one.
or Mike Bossy?
Oh, great. I had Lemieux in mind. I was not expecting Bossy. So do I go with my gut or do I play my must be the outlier? I'll go with Lemieux. I'll go with my gut. Final answer.
Question number 2. Chris Chelios' career spanned 26 years, beginning when he was an offensive defenseman with
Chelios? I mean, I know he spent all those years with the Blackhawks, then the Red Wings, but where did he start? Chelios. Oh, this is going to tick me off. I'll take the options.
Options are the Montreal Canadiens.
That's it.
The Chicago Blackhawks or the Edmonton Oilers.
It wasn't the Oilers. Did he start with the Blackhawks? Or I'm pretty sure he was. I'm pretty sure he was a Canadian. I'll go with the Habs. Final answer.
Question number 3. Although he never won a Stanley Cup, Paul Kariya was captain for the Ducks' run to the 2003 final, which they lost in 7 games to who?
The Ducks in 03? Mm-hmm. Was the Devils. Final answer.
Question number 4. Identify the first city in the NHL's modern era to lose 2 franchises.
Atlanta. Who else has lost teams in hockey? And Jamie's talked about this. Didn't his brother play for the Thrashers? I'll go Atlanta. Final answer.
Let's start there. Let's start there. Identify the first city in the NHL's modern era to lose 2 franchises. Chris said Atlanta. Anthony said Atlanta. Correct answer is?
It is Atlanta.
But Chris needed the options. Anthony is up 2-1. Let's go to this question. Although he never won a Stanley Cup, Paul Kariya was captain for the Ducks' run to the 2003 final, which they lost in 7 games to who? Chris said the Devils. Anthony said the Devils. Correct answer is?
It is the New Jersey Devils.
But Chris needed the options again on this one. Anthony, you are up 4-2. Let's go to question number 1. Last week, Connor McDavid became the first player to reach 100 points in the 25-26 NHL season. Only 2 players in history have recorded more 100-point campaigns, Wayne Gretzky and who else? Anthony, you thought about it, said, the outlier is Bossy. But I thought Lemieux, so I'm going to stay with Lemieux. You took the options. Chris also said Mario Lemieux. Correct answer is?
It is Mario Lemieux.
But you both needed the options on that one as well. So Anthony is up 5-3, and it comes down to this. Chris Chelios' career spanned 26 years, beginning when he was an offensive defenseman with who? You have different answers. Anthony, you took the options. You said Canadiens. Chris did not take the options. He said it's the Blackhawks.
Oh, boy.
So if it's the Blackhawks,
Am I wrong on this one?
we got a walk-off.
Oh,
If it's the
Marsh's
Canadiens,
face.
Anthony wins 6-3. Chris.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
It was the Canadians.
Nice.
Chris, he got you 6-3 today.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad run.
Good job.
Nice job,
You answered-
Chris.
You got 3 questions right. Good
Yeah,
job.
well done, man. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, take care. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you.
I think you pissed Chris off.
Chris is
upset.
either
He's bothered.
he's
He
either
wanted to
really
win, man.
upset
Well, who doesn't want to win?
or ticked off.
Are they the same thing?
Upset. Yeah, I guess upset can fall into many different categories.
Yeah.
Upset, you'd be sad.
Yeah.
Upset, you'd be frustrated. Upset, you'd be angry.
Do you guys remember when Scott Stevens, just laid out Paul Correa in the neutral zone?
Yep.
Came back, same game, scored a goal.
Scored a goal.
He doesn't remember any of it.
That doesn't surprise me. Everybody was shocked he came back in the game.
What a moment. He got flattened.
A lot of people thought he was done, period. Like, how can you come back from that? He's like, nah, I'm good.
He's a football player.
He's a football player.
I remember when the Blues ended up getting Paul Correa. I was so excited. Mm-hmm. I loved Paul Correa growing up. Thought he was a great player.
Yeah. Yeah, I did too. I liked him. I liked watching him throughout his career. He was a really good player.
Great color commentator in that documentary, Mighty Ducks 3.
Yeah, that's
D3.
right.
Yeah.
Good call. Good reference on that one. Did you guys happen to watch the Netflix Miracle documentary?
I did, yeah.
I thought that was really good.
It was.
It was touching the way that they had the guys all there.
They
And,
took them all back.
yeah, they actually went back to the arena in which they won against Finland, of course, and the USSR. And yeah, it was well done. For some reason I had forgotten. I've seen the movie Miracle, but I had forgotten that had they not come back against Sweden in the opening round, they wouldn't have even had a chance to get to the gold medal. The way that the bracket was set up.
Well, also the way that the tournament was lined up, if they would have lost the final, they wouldn't have medaled. Like that wasn't like they had to win to win gold.
Oh, really?
Well, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah. But you're saying if they lost, they wouldn't.
Well, yeah,
have...
that's why they were all signing autographs and having a good time. And after they beat the Soviets, and then Herb Brooks came in and was like,
"You haven't won jack."
Yeah, if you guys lose this game, you'll take it to your fast lane grave."
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It was really good.
Yeah. I actually watched the Mighty Ducks the other day. D2, actually.
Oh, D2, when they all became Olympians.
Yeah, the Junior Goodwill Games. I was watching, I'm like, I don't know why they're stopping at the hash marks to take a slap shot on a shootout. They did it multiple times.
Sometimes you just got to do that.
You got to fool. This is how you fool them, man.
I don't know how Goldberg takes his gear off in a timeout.
Yeah, there's no way.
And they put the gear on another player.
Right.
And then he can take his helmet off and get a player stick and take a knuckle puck with time expiring.
It can happen, man.
It can.
There's magic movies.
Really know.
How long, now, on average, Marsh, I know you didn't play goalie, but on average, how long does it take that equipment to get on and off?
Definitely not a minute-long timeout, that's for sure.
All right, fair.
I also noticed, I think they had 2 timeouts because apparently they had enough time to drum up an NBA play.
Right.
With the high hoist.
Sure.
Unless Iceland took a timeout, but they don't really specify that. There's just a few things from that documentary that I was like, I don't know if that would fly.
Right.
I really don't know.
No pun intended with the word fly on that one. Yeah.
Somehow they had all that equipment ready to go for the third period.
Yeah, they were good.
The covers for the pants and
Marsh,
Coach Bombay had his own Ducks jacket. And
yeah.
They changed gear all within a span of the Zamboni scraping the ice.
Marsh, the one thing I don't think you're highlighting is that great teams often become prepared. They think of everything.
I mean, you got to be. If you want to win a championship.
At some point, Bombay talked to his group of people, not the team, but the group of people, and said, at some point during this tournament,
this is going to happen.
We might need to switch jerseys, and if we're not prepared, we will lose. So I need jerseys. I need a Letterman jacket. We need to get this thing done.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, they're set to go.
Marcia, you're supposed to say spoiler alert.
Oh, my bad. I forgot the movie came out this year.
It's kind of like the first movie where Adam Banks, is on a breakaway.
He was.
They flash over to the bench, and he's on the bench rooting for himself on the breakaway.
We call that a two-way player.
Yeah.
That's one of the continuity directors.
That's how good Adam Banks is. That's the point.
I showed you the movie Above the Rim where the guy threw the pass to himself and he went down and dunked it.
That's right.
He caught the rebound, threw it down long fast down court, and he's the one that caught it and dunked it.
I mean, if you're the actor, don't you at some point doesn't it click for you? Like, wait, I just grabbed this rebound. Why would I also be down?
They probably didn't see it until it was already in theaters. That somebody that was doing that did not.
That's bad.
You're cheering yourself on, man. Look at him go. Oh, that's me.
Yeah. The 314 text in. New segment idea. Marsh analyzes children's sports movies and points out all the flaws. Today was D2. Next one, Little Giants. LOL. You watch yourself. I'm not going to critique the Little Giants.
I think the Little Giants. Let's hope it's perfect. I'll tell you what wasn't perfect was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I saw one the other day where there's a scene in which two turtles are talking, and there's some guy in a red hat kneeling down behind like a table, and you totally see him. I didn't catch it as a youngin', but you got some adults looking at that. Yeah. That's funny. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. What is next in line when it comes to business for Doug Armstrong? All is quiet on the trade front. What does that mean? We'll talk about it next on 101 ESPN.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. So, what do you guys think is next in line when it comes to business, so to speak, for Doug Armstrong? Colton Parayko rejects the deal. Now what?
I would say that Doug Armstrong probably hasn't gotten off the phone other than to sleep over the last, 3 to 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably having conversations about everything.
Yeah.
I don't know that you might get choked up thinking about
sure,
it.
yeah, it's emotional time.
I don't know that you're done attempting to trade Parayko. It might be an opportunity for other organizations to say, okay, that was the offering price and the Blues were willing to move on from him. Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can pony up something similar. If you deem him, the type of player that you need on your roster. And so you still have, I would assume Parayko still, in play. I can't say I'm certain because I don't work for the Blues and I'm not in those offices, but I would assume that Braden Shen and Falk are still at the top of conversations for some teams. They may be, down to the wire. And I would also assume that Robert Thomas would probably be in play as well. Those are the names that we've heard over the last couple of weeks as potential, and Jordan Bennington, but I don't know how far we're going to go with that because now Bobrovsky is also available, if I'm not mistaken, from the
there's Panthers. Been some chatter,
So
on Bob.
Yeah, so I would assume that those players are still in play, and if deadlines, as we get closer to the deadline, action tends to pick up. So we might be, I know we're less than 24 hours away from the deadline, but over the night, over tonight and tomorrow morning, you might see some action.
Yeah, deadline spur action for sure. Marshall, what do you think?
I do think that there are certain players that if they're not traded, I would probably deem it a failure of a deadline. I don't think that Robert Thomas and Colton Parayko are part of that.
I agree.
I think Justin Falk, bare minimum, probably should be traded.
I agree. I don't understand why you would wait until the offseason because he's got one more year after this, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I don't understand why you'd wait one more year on this. He's a player that you move at the deadline. He's an older player.
He's having a really good year.
You capitalize now. If we're beyond tomorrow's deadline and Falk is still a Blue, something went wrong. And there's no knock on Falk. He's actually been a pretty good Blue. Mm-hmm. But there's no way you can hold on to him beyond the deadline. Why are you smirking?
I just had a vision. I did think weird things.
Carey
man.
had a vision.
I'm looking at you, and I can tell you're looking at me, but you're not there because you're in your head.
I had a weird thought because Marshy was like, "Well, what if they all just said we ain't going?"
Right.
And then I thought about when they tried to trade Colton Parayko, I thought about the movie where everybody turned their jerseys in, said if he doesn't play, we don't play. You know what I mean?
The documentary?
A documentary where those guys were riding for that one guy.
Yeah.
Hey, one by one. If he doesn't play, coach, we don't play. And then I just thought, maybe that's what the Blues need, huh? They need a Rudy moment.
Wow.
Huh? Everybody go turn their jerseys in on Doug Armstrong's desk. Yeah. I know you're on the road. So what?
Still do it?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Turns out that didn't actually happen.
What?
Yeah,
it definitely happened, man.
Apparently that was fictionalized.
Really?
But that guy made a big play in that game.
Did he? Really?
Probably offsides.
Did he really make that play, though?
I don't know.
I don't think
that guy was committed.
Was it a half sack?
I don't think it was a sack at all.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious.
He didn't do any of it?
I don't think he did.
Did he even play?
I think he played.
We talking about real life here?
In real life.
Did he even exist?
Yeah, he was
existed.
making
He
sure.
existed.
But I don't think he got a sack. I don't think he got around the edge and got to the QB. Just saying.
Did you get thrown right down?
He might have. But he got out there, Anthony, and that's all that matters.
Darn right. It's about the
and
story.
Those that team would not play that game, and they turned those jerseys in, just like the Blues are going to do. They did that for Colton Parayko, man. We're going to read about it in 10 years. They turned their jerseys in. They laid it on the table. He doesn't play, we don't play.
And then Army had to sheepishly call the Buffalo Sabres GM back and say, hey, it's a no deal.
Yeah, we're still with.
And they're like, well, what did Parayko waive the or did he nix the deal himself? No, no, not exactly.
Huh. Yeah.
His teammates said they wouldn't play.
Yeah.
All right. So anyways, bare minimum, Justin Falk.
Yeah, Starvin Marvin says if Falk is the only move, we didn't really accomplish anything.
Couldn't agree more. What did you accomplish? Thank you. Your silence speaks
Especially
volumes.
in this market, Anthony.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some players that are going for a first round, and I'm like, really? That guy? You think Howie Mandel gave Colton Parayko the opportunity to say no deal?
No, I don't.
No,
I don't. Hey, Marsha, are you guys just kind of surprised that there hasn't been even more action?
Well, I told Ryder, I said, I think at 4:17 we're going to have to alter our show today because the Blues would trade somebody.
Really?
And it's already 4:30.
Yeah, you got nothing.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It'll probably happen right as we go home, don't you think?
Probably. Yeah.
That's
It'll happen about
typically what
6:05.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then we have stuff to talk about tomorrow, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. This is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very possible that all of the players say, we're staying here.
Yeah.
If they don't trade 2 or 3 guys by tomorrow's deadline.
It's also possible that there's teams out there that aren't offering what Doug Armstrong wants.
Well, it also may go back to what I just said. We're like, hey, I'm surprised that there hasn't been more movement. Well, that also might tell us that the market really hasn't picked up yet. Teams don't feel desperate yet. They don't feel like they're missing out on their players. What do you got, Kerry?
I'm reading up on that documentary. He did actually get a sack.
Oh, there you go.
They did actually carry him off the field, but it was more as a joke. What? Yeah,
it's a joke.
They were joking, man.
That's so mean.
they were playing around, and
you're kidding me.
No one actually turned their jerseys in, and I think Joe Montana was a little bothered by that. He was miffed, debunked it. Nah,
it didn't happen. Joe Montana, winner of 4 Super Bowls, loser of no Super Bowls. He will go down as one of the greatest ever. He's like, you know what? Nah, it didn't happen.
But they say 90% of everything else did. So,
90%. That was
92, 98. That was the
climax of the movie. They turned in their jerseys for Rudy.
The 10% that wasn't real. I guess he did get a sack, though.
That's good.
The game was pretty much over.
Sure. Offensive linemen weren't even paying attention at that point.
Might not have been.
Yeah, either way.
Anthony, J. Nick from the text line says that we know nothing about hockey.
Okay.
Who, us?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. You want to argue with you?
J. Nick, you took time out of your day to send that.
You feel better? What are you doing?
What were you hoping to accomplish, brother?
You want pushback?
Yeah, is that what he wants?
I think so.
Okay. Nah, you're right. Did he need that?
I think so.
I think he needed it.
Sometimes people feel better when they get it out. Just, sometimes you have to write out the email, but you don't hit send.
Yeah.
J. Nick hit send,
That's all it said? You guys don't know hockey?
That's what it said, Anthony.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just reading what it said.
Well, we hope that you were able to get that out.
You feel better?
You're welcome.
Maybe it's for a different show.
Probably us.
I think it was for us.
Yeah,
he's listening to a different podcast.
He might have been. All right, let's play Hot Take or Hot Garbage. No, he's definitely listening to us.
He said yes, LOL.
Yeah.
That's a hot take.
He did. He needed to get it out. At least he admitted he needed to get it out. Yeah. Cool. Hope you stick around. We appreciate you. Hot Take, Hot Garbage next. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. You want to send in a hot take? Do it now. Do it next on 101 ESPN. The State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Championship is going on right now at the Enterprise Center, but there's still plenty of time to get your tickets at archmadness.com. The Arch Madness tournament is going on 36 years right here in St. Louis, 50 years overall. Tournament runs through the 8th, so on Sunday, that'll be the title game. I love it. It's a St. Louis tradition. I'm looking forward to getting some tickets as well. I'm going down to see probably a weekend game. Belmont is the favorite right now, but honestly, there really isn't any clear-cut number 2 choice. I certainly like Northern Iowa and their defense. Bradley's had an up-and-down year, but Bradley could certainly make some noise. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch this Missouri Valley Conference tournament throughout the next couple of days. In fact, Tim McKernan liked Valparaiso to win it all. That's who he chose in our spread zone earlier this week. But you can take part of the Missouri, take part in the Missouri Valley Conference tournament by getting your tickets again at archmadness.com. But the Family Fun Pack is presented by 101 ESPN. 4 tickets, 4 sodas, 4 popcorns for $105. Coupons available at archmadness.com. Again, Family Fun Pack presented by us here at 101 ESPN. The 4 tickets, the 4 sodas, the 4 popcorns. Bring your little ones out. Maybe they're just getting into basketball and you want to kind of say, hey, look, these are some players that might be playing in the NCAA tournament at some point. Go out, check out a game, enjoy it. It's at Enterprise Center. You're going to love it this weekend. It's the Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Championship, Arch Madness.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Colton Parayko is still a St. Louis Blue. Yesterday, we talked all day about the news that Colton Parayko could be a Buffalo Sabre. He ended up not waiving his no-trade clause, so he remains a St. Louis Blue. The Blues did win last night over the Seattle Kraken 3-2, the final in Seattle. They'll take on the San Jose Sharks tomorrow, and you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 8. Puck drop is at 9. Coming up next, we have Hot Take or Hot Garbage. So send us your hot takes at the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. We'll play Hot Take or Hot Garbage next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hot Take.
Time to play Hot Take or Hot Garbage here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, Anthony Stalter. Marsh, what do we got?
Real quick here, Jay Nick follows up saying, someone has to keep the integrity of this show in line. Also, Anthony, I was going to say hi Saturday, but I noticed you were busy doing trivia. By the way, how did the trivia night go for you?
Oh, trivia night at the kids' school was awesome. Jay Nick, you should have said something, man. Just said hello. Provide your name if you want to, in the text line, and I'll grab it. But yeah, man, you should have said hi. It was a lot of fun. It's always a fun time. It was Kristen's birthday that night too, so we celebrated her birthday at, doing some trivia. By the way, I was terrible.
Were you?
At trivia?
Horrible. Wow. Normally I am, but sometimes you get a couple each round, right? You're like, I actually know this one. Yeah, I didn't know spit.
Man, sounds like you guys were missing a key member of the team.
We're missing 2 key members of the team, Marsh and Rachel, from a year ago. Yep. You guys did quite well. Did go back to that bar, Marsh. I should have texted you.
You didn't text me.
I'm sorry.
I was waiting for the text all night long. I was preparing my karaoke songs throughout the day, and didn't receive a call.
I'm sorry, man.
It's okay.
Next year.
Yeah, we'll see, I guess.
Mark's always saying, I'm busy that day.
Yeah, I'm busy.
Didn't even know the day.
Whatever day that is, I'll be busy.
Yeah. But Jay Nick, man, should have said hello. Maybe I'll meet you down the road.
All right. From Grant Francis Fan Club, hot take or hot garbage. There are no must-trade Blues at the deadline because there are no expiring contracts, but there must be deals before next season.
So, kind of earmarking the offseason then is that what they're saying?
Yeah, so I guess there's no must trades now, but if you want to change or turn over the roster, you need to change it by the offseason.
The offseason.
Before next season starts.
I'll go with a hot take on that.
I always, so for me,
Falk, though,
I always find trade deadline versus offseason kind of problematic for me, because in the offseason, everybody thinks that they can win a championship. Like, it's, again, delusional. But at the trade deadline, there is a group or groups that truly believe they are a piece or two away, and they might not be as close as they are right now next year. So for me, it feels like at the trade deadline, there's more of a sense of urgency from the team that is trading for, in this situation, the team that is a buyer.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I firmly believe that, because look at the Blues. Last year they were in the playoffs, and here they are sitting third to last in all of the NHL. So trade deadline, I feel like it's more, you can get more, in my opinion, at the trade deadline, because there's a fool born every day that believes this is our year and we're right there.
Yeah, to your point, you know what you are at the deadline, or at least you at least know what you need to be who you want to be.
So for me, I would say that's a hot garbage, because I believe that at the trade, because of where you are, you're a seller, and you got some teams that you got them on the line. Once you get them on the line, Anthony,
you can't let them off.
You can't let them off.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Okay.
War Corgi, hot take or hot garbage. The Cardinals will have 3 All-Stars this year.
Hot take.
Mason Wynn, J.J. Weatherholt, and Ivan Herrera.
We did it.
We did it, guys.
We did it.
Whoa.
Dustin May.
So at least 3.
At least 3.
Okay.
What the hell we doing here, man?
Some pretty good shortstops in the National League, though. That's why we have an alternate in Dustin May.
And that's why, top 10 players. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Make that top 10 list, you're guaranteed, right, Anthony? Not at all.
No.
Okay.
It's a good thing Carey didn't see that top 100 list.
Oh,
you did see it.
I heard about it. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, too.
Goose egg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sorry. You win a Gold Glove, you don't get in.
I'm with you. That's terrible.
Oh, so what are we doing here, man?
I don't know.
I blame you, Anthony.
Why are you blaming me again?
You like offense, and you think offensive metrics are the only thing that damn matters. And people like you, I love you, and you know I love you. And I wouldn't say this if I didn't love you. People like you are why Yachty isn't going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, that's a lot to put on me.
People like you, not you specifically.
White people?
Right people.
Is that what you're saying, CD?
The writers.
The writers, exactly.
Jeez.
He gets
the writers.
it. Yeah.
So let me get this straight.
Man.
If the Blues barely miss the playoffs and miss out on a top 5 pick, it's my fault. And if Yadier Molina doesn't become a first ballot Hall of Famer, it's Anthony's fault.
Apparently.
Gotcha.
100%.
Yeah, apparently. Okay, well, at least
and
CD.
I want y'all to take accountability if it happens.
Okay.
But Jay Nick is going to hold us.
Yeah, Jay Nick
is
accountable. Hold their ass
Absolutely.
accountable when it happens, man.
Yep.
All right. Phil Latio says DJ Moore, hot take or hot garbage, DJ Moore will be top 10 in receiving yards this season after his trade to Buffalo.
Ooh,
In receiving yards?
I actually like that.
I don't.
I do. I mean, who the hell else is Josh Allen throwing the ball to?
Khalil?
Shakir?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's 2 tight ends.
Yeah. You got a number 1 receiver?
I don't think that's out there. Top 10 in receiving yards.
Let's
check
take
the
a look,
lists last
Let's
year.
see. Let's take a
Did
look.
Justin Jefferson retire?
Kinda. You know who throwing him the ball, Anthony?
He didn't retire. He's just in jail.
He's locked up, man.
He's
He didn't get a
locked up.
chance. They got to let JJ free out there, man.
I don't know if he's locked up as much as he's just not.
Stephon Diggs was, what do we say? Buffalo. Okay, hold on.
All right, so hey, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's 4 right there in receiving yards. Okay, that's 4. Unquestioned, they're going to be in the top 10. I would have to think that if CeeDee Lamb stays healthy for an entire season, he was 11th last year. So CeeDee Lamb, you throw into the mix.
What about George Pickens?
George Pickens was 3rd last year. So if he stays with Dallas, I'll just say one of those 2 are in the top 10.
So,
not saying that both can't, but
number 19 was Alec Pierce. He was at 1,003 yards. The number 10 spot was
77.
77.
Yeah. Well, actually had 1,100.
Yeah, 1,100. So, we're talking about 100 yards. And I'm not saying, and I don't know where DJ Moore was on this. I haven't even found a Bear receiver yet.
No.
Nor a Buffalo Bill receiver.
Shakir's at 44 at 719.
That's why I think DJ Moore being a number 1, 1,000 yards, Anthony?
No, he said top 10, didn't he?
Yeah.
Top 10, yeah.
Top 10 is 1,100 yards. You don't think DJ Moore as a number 1 receiver in Buffalo?
No.
I'm going to say hot take.
No. Justin Jefferson had what we all call a horrific year.
He had a down year.
He finished 12th.
Yeah. He had 2 touchdowns.
He had a horrible year. He caught a thing.
That wasn't his fault,
He
though.
racked up 1,000 yards. No, it wasn't his fault.
What I'm saying is,
he dropped a lot of passes.
Oh, come
okay,
on,
Marsh, quiet down over there. You gotta stop protecting the QB.
Oh, somebody's got to protect him.
Ain't gonna be his offensive line. I'll give you that.
You tell DJ Moore he's probably going to get 100. Well, let's see how many targets. He'll get over 100 targets. Probably have 80 catches, 85 catches.
As long as he doesn't give up on his route.
Right?
Well, that was a bad day.
No.
It's a rough day.
It was for the Bears fans, too.
That was a bad
Watching
choice. I don't know what he was
DJ
doing.
Moore give up.
I know what he was doing. But
It wasn't good.
it wasn't good.
No.
Players make mistakes.
All right, Bet the Board is next. How'd you guys do in Bet the Board last night?
I man got my butt kicked. The Celtics came in third last night.
Uh-oh. How'd Jamie do?
What did we give him?
No, he had his own
He
pick.
actually made a pick. Yeah, it was pretty unfortunate.
I know. Did he?
Man.
Did
Yeah,
he
he
win?
hit. It was over in the first period of the Devils or the Leafs and whoever they played last night.
It was the Devils.
Yeah, it was over.
Leafs, Devils. Yeah.
They scored 3 in the first period.
I lost, Anthony.
Did
Detroit
you?
Lost.
Oh, man.
Lost to the Golden Knights, 4-3.
Sorry about your car, brother. Jamie did send us a pick earlier today, so he's in.
He got another one. Blue Jackets on the money line.
Okay. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We'll do Bet the Board next. to Bet the Board here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh and Kerry Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. Jamie Rivers will be back with us tomorrow if they're doing some traveling. After the Blues won last night in Seattle, they're heading down to San Jose, where they'll take on the Sharks tomorrow night. All right, Bet the Board. Marsh, you had mentioned it. Jamie and I hit. You and CD did not. So where are we with the standings?
Anthony, you are in the lead with 3 points. Jamie and myself have 2, and Carey has 1.
Anthony's got an insurmountable lead. Uncatchable.
Carey.
Plays the game the right way, fellas.
No.
Yeah, he does.
Crazy, man. I will take the Michigan and Iowa over. Let me make sure I get the right line on this. But in the meantime, I just want to let you guys know it's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be
Central Michigan.
You guys ruined it. All right, yeah. The total that I can get, Marshy, is
140.
144.5. Over 144.5. Minus 145. Please and thank you.
All right. Jamie texted in, and he's taking the Blue Jackets on the money line.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Dan Vladar of the Philadelphia Flyers to have over 23.5 saves tonight against the Utah Mammoth. That is at minus 125.
Okay. Kerry?
I'm going to go Michigan minus 7.5 on the alt line.
Okay.
I like that Michigan game as well, Anthony. I thought you were going to take my pick.
No, sir, I did not.
I'm going to be a little upset.
You know what? I hope Michigan scores a ton of points tonight, Kerry. Mm-hmm. I also hope Iowa scores a ton of points.
Come on, man.
Maybe we can both win.
Maybe Michigan win. I don't know. 80 to 50. Is that good?
Not for me.
No.
Oh,
and you know that. That's why you said it.
Okay. 80 to 60.
We got a few text messages here.
What do we got?
One involves the Cardinals. One involves the Rams. Which one do you want to hear first?
The St. Louis Rams?
The St. Louis Rams.
Let's go with the Cardinals.
Okay, from the 314, Fangraphs had Wynn as the second best defensive shortstop and the 22nd best offensive shortstop. So if you add those rankings and divide by 2, that's giving equal weight to offense and defense, and he comes out as the 12th best shortstop in the league.
Kind of where Buster Olney had him.
That's wonderful, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Now, as I was trying to point out that day, CD kept railroading me, trying to earn points with the people. That list was supposed to be an all-encompassing look at how you play as a shortstop. Not just defense, not just offense. Carey.
Agreed, man.
No, you don't. You're not even listening.
I was listening.
Well, you'll listen to this. You blamed me for the Blues' eventual, I don't know if you want to call it downfall. And, of course, you blamed Anthony for, what did he blame you for again?
No,
Yadier Molina not making it to the Hall of Fame.
If you won't make it to the Hall, apparently that's my fault.
Well,
according to people like me.
636 says it's Carey's fault that the Rams left.
Dang. How you feel now?
I never played for the Rams.
You played in that dome, though.
I did.
And you lost badly.
Tore my knee up, too. I also won very well.
So
I won more there than I lost.
Okay, but you tore up your knee.
I won 4 times in high school. I won 1 time in the NFL in that dome.
Who'd you play there 4 times in high school?
My high school played there 4 times. We played there twice. We played there every year, sophomore, junior, senior year, to start off the season. Mm-hmm. And then we won the state championship there.
Yeah, you did. What year?
My sophomore year, 96.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a good year.
4 years, 4 times in high school, 1 time in the NFL.
Okay.
2. So I'm 4-2 in that damn dome, man.
Yeah, but you ripped up your knee.
5-2, excuse me.
You ripped up your knee.
Yeah, that was bad, man.
And you cursed the Rams in that dome. Mm-hmm.
They cursed me.
Now we have to pay for it.
They cursed me.
Either way.
Yeah.
All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Biggest question of the day next.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day. Presented by Banner Construction, the experts in James Hardy siding.
504, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh and Kerry Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. And CD, you were the one that came up with the biggest question of the day.
Yeah, it was a conversation that we've been talking about here about leadership and being the captain, assistant captain, associate captain. What causes or what questions, or how does one become a leader of a team, the unquestionable, undeniable leader of a team? And is that something that just can be placed on a player? And Emmitt Smith, Hall of Famer, Emmitt Smith was having a conversation with Kay Adams talking about what a leader is and what a captain is, and this is what he was saying.
One thing about players, they know who their captains are, and they know who their leaders are, and they know who they can believe and who they trust in. It's the organization, it's the coaches that have to get it right. You can name somebody a captain, but if they don't have the respect of the team, they're not truly a captain.
And so we've been talking about one of the questions has been going around, well, if you trade Braden Shen, who is the next captain? Or Robert Thomas automatically should be the captain, or such and such should be the captain. Mm-hmm. The team tells you who the captain is. Like, it's not
the players.
The players,
yeah.
not the front office, not the fans, not the head coach, not the assistant coaches. The players will tell you by who they talk to, who they flock to, who they listen to, who they believe in, who they trust when situations get bleak or when times are great. Like, those are the players that you look to. And I will say this, naming the wrong person as your team captain because you feel like, he's been here long enough, he should be a captain, or he's making this amount of money, he should be a captain. That is, in my opinion, extremely detrimental to your team. Mm-hmm. It can fracture your team because now you have a voice or someone who thinks that they have a voice but doesn't have the ear of the people that he's playing with. And that's what it all boils down to. When you're on a team, the person that is speaking to the team and for the team is the voice of the team.
Yeah.
Like, that's the person that we send out and say, okay, this is what's going on. We trust you to be the leader and be the vocal person to kind of explain exactly what's going on in this locker room. We trust you when we're having a rough night or a rough day to be the one to come in and have a conversation and get everybody back on track. Everybody is not capable of doing that. There are superstar players in every league that are not capable of doing that. And I mean the best of the best. Like, insert Hall of Famer, insert future Hall of Famer, insert perennial All-Star, whatever that person is. Every single person that is that leader or that captain is not always that perennial Hall of Fame or that perennial All-Star or Hall of Fame type caliber player.
Yeah.
So for me, it's about having a voice, a guy that you trust, a person that knows exactly when to say the right thing, when to shut up, when to push, when to pull back. You know, you're essentially a coach. Like, and you have to manage multiple personalities because you're the one that we all come and talk to. So I think it's important when we're talking about, if the Blues were to move on from Braden Shen, you let the players decide who the next captain is, who the next voice of that locker room is, not who the fans think it should be, not because somebody is getting paid this amount of money or not because, you're this position, whatever the case may be. The team has to decide that.
Yeah. It almost feels, and Carey, you'd certainly know more than I would, but it almost feels like it should be organic. Like, you can't necessarily explain it. You certainly can't choose it. The person just kind of emerges.
It just happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
'Cause I've seen it where the player really wants to be the leader.
Yeah.
And almost acts like one, or at least in their vision, that's what they think.
Yes.
Exactly. Yep. They think this is what a leader does. And nobody's following.
No.
So I agree wholeheartedly with what you said. The players will decide that.
When that guy that you're talking about, the one that thinks he's the leader, stands up in front of the room and tries to get the group going, guys, man, what the hell is he talking about?
Right.
Like, look at this dumb ass.
Yeah.
Like, nobody listens to you, bro.
Sure.
We don't dislike you, but you're not that type of person. Mm-hmm. Your character and how you go about your business day to day does not warrant me following you into any type of hard practice, hard game, anything that's going to be difficult. I don't trust you enough to be that person that I listen to and want to go after.
I'm with you.
So it's on the team to decide who that player is, and the team always decides who that player is.
Is leadership in a locker room, is that more important than one skill set? Does that outweigh the skill set?
In terms of, you got to be able to play. You can be a leader, but
no, what I'm saying is
you ain't going to be on the team to lead.
If there's a guy who's sort of being like, we don't really like this guy, but he's a hell of a player. Like, where is the...
That doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter?
That's what I said. The perennial All-Star or the future Hall of Famer, just because you're really good at your sport or at your craft doesn't make you a really good leader. Really good leaders can lead in any environment. It doesn't have to be sports. It could be in anything. They're able to like galvanize the group and get everybody on the same page and move forward towards a common goal.
Does it warrant like getting rid of that player or just having a conversation with that player? Like, what does that look like?
What do you mean? Which player are you referring to?
Just like the one that isn't a leader or whatever, but
no, he'll eventually fade to the background and just keep playing.
Okay.
He'll shut up because nobody's listening to him. Nobody cares when he speaks. Unless the coaching staff or the front office decides to give him the title of captain. And then he feels obligated, or he feels like he has the capability of saying these things now, and you should listen. You still ain't gonna listen, and you still don't trust this person.
Yeah.
But he was labeled a captain.
Right.
And so essentially you're like, okay, cool. And so it's always, for me, sports it's leadership is leadership. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're good at it, you're good at it. If you're not, you're not. And, those that are good at it tend to be leaders no matter what field they're in.
I agree. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what it is. It doesn't have to be a team, doesn't have to be a sport. It's any walk of life.
Yeah.
The leader kind of stands out, and you just naturally kind of follow. We just got a question in the snake pit about whether or not there's any updates in the Blues and the NHL trade deadline. It's quiet. It's quiet right now. I don't know if it'll start to kick up a little bit tonight or tomorrow morning, but there's nothing going on. Certainly no updates when it comes to the Blues. Now, we will, at the bottom of the hour, talk to Chris Kerber, the voice of the Blues. So maybe he's hearing something, being around the team that we're not. But as of right now, there's been no reports. Obviously, Colton Parayko, he will not be traded to Buffalo. He refused to waive his no-trade clause. So as of right now, the Blues have not made a move. Can you stomach a bad 2026, even if this is the right direction for the Cardinals? We'll dive into that next on 101 ESPN.
I'm the captain now.
College basketball is nonstop. Big games, tight spreads, momentum swings every night. And now FanDuel is giving you a way to turn that energy into even bigger wins with a college basketball parlay profit boost. Here's how it works. Build any college hoops parlay you like. The early tip, the rivalry game, the ranked matchup, the late night West Coast shootout, mixed spreads, totals, props, whatever fits your read of the slate. Then apply your profit boost and instantly bump up that potential payout. Go safe, go spicy, go with the team you've been following all season long. It's your parlay, your style, now with more upside behind it. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, play your game. 21 plus and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Minimum 2-leg parlay required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable boost builder tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Would you guys be, or let me rephrase, can you guys stomach a bad 2026 even if this is the right direction for the Cardinals? So, Marsh, I know you were looking at an article earlier today on MLB.com.
Yes.
And the article was ranking all 30 teams by tiers 1 through 9. So when it comes to these tiers, tier 1 was history is in sight. Dodgers, obviously being two-time defending champs, they got the history in sight. They're the only one in that tier. Tier 2, World Series ring or bust. Blue Jays, Cubs, Mariners, Phillies, Red Sox, Tigers, and Yankees. Tier 3, non-playoff teams most likely to get there in 2026. Braves, Mets, and Orioles. So 3 teams that didn't make the playoffs last year, but should make it this year. Tier 4, the we always underrate you and always look bad duo. Brewers and Guardians, 2 of the smartest organizations in baseball. 2 teams that constantly make it work despite having a low payroll. Tier 5, the 500 zone. Astros, Diamondbacks, Giants, Padres, Rangers, Rays, and Reds. Tier 6, and remember there's only 9 tiers. Tier 6, the what if you have a top 5 pitcher and hitter zone. Royals and Pirates. Tier 7, on the right track and should be a lot of fun to watch.
Cardinals.
Yes, sir. No.
Yeah.
A's and Marlins.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Tier 8. Lots of losses ahead, but finally headed in the right direction.
There you are. Found you.
White Sox, Nationals, Rockies, and yes, your St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
The cruddy Cardinals.
Lots of losses ahead, but finally headed in the right direction.
So this is why Marsh posed the question the way he did. Can you stomach a bad 2026, i.e. lots of losses ahead, but knowing that you're on the right direction?
Yes.
Unequivocally, yes.
You've done it already.
Unequivocally, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you are. There's no point in being frustrated with where this team is. I think most people that are rational, and I don't want to,
You don't want to insult anybody right now?
Yeah, I don't want to insult anyone. But
you'll do it later?
Maybe.
Okay.
I tend to do it daily. So most rational people will look at this and say, you know what? This team probably isn't going to be good. And I will say this, if you thought that they were going to be good the last few years, you were well within your right to believe that. But if you're looking at this team this year and acknowledging that maybe they aren't going to be a really good team this year, but I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Mm-hmm. And for me, I would say this season, this offseason, this upcoming season is the first time where I can see light at the end of the tunnel. Like I felt like in 23, I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
This is rough. 24 and 25, it was like, "Whew, man, they got to figure some things out." And this offseason, they traded away a lot of players. They opened up a lot of spots for a lot of young players. They went out and drafted really, really well, especially in the pitching department. They went out and brought in some pitchers that have really good velocity and maybe some swing and miss stuff. And so now you can look at it and say, wow, I'm impressed. I don't know when the last time you were, I'll speak for myself. I don't know when the last time I was impressed with a Cardinals offseason. As impressed as I am with this offseason.
Would you say it really was the Nolan Arenado trade?
I think it was all
the last time that you were impressed by
an
offseason.
Yes.
Because even when they signed Albert, that was deep into training camp was either started or was starting.
And then that didn't go well to start.
Actually, no, wait, it was actually during training. It was actually during spring training. I meant not training camp, spring training, because they were upset about the way what's his face was hitting. Yepes, thank you.
Yepes,
it was because they kind of earmarked him as the right-handed DH.
Yeah.
And he's having a rough spring, so they decided to bring in Albert. So they almost kind of backed into that.
Yeah, they did.
So it's not even the offseason that was impressive. It's really going back to the Arenado deal. Yeah. Marsh, I can't imagine that anybody would feel like you wouldn't trade not that you want to see your team lose, but you'd swap the losses for knowing that you're heading in the right direction. Like, that is not, at least you have a direction now.
Yeah, Salty Bald Dad from Caseyville says, I'm going to just act like 2026 isn't even happening. 636 says, take the glasses off, guys. So I don't know if he's a real believer.
Wait, take what glasses off?
I haven't worn the glasses in a while.
Kerry just said that he sees light at the end of the tunnel, and the 636 says, take the glasses off.
I take them off. I see light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
it's a dark tunnel for a long time, man.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's all you're willing to do. Just you see a little light.
Mm-hmm. 309. I really don't see how this team will be that bad this year. They won 78 games last year with Fetty, Michaelis, and Palante in the rotation. Gray and Libertor's ERAs were both north of 4 as well. Losing Donnie sucks, but JJ will be just as good, if not better.
Valid point. I don't know about JJ being better in his first year, but it'll be fun to watch. I mean, Brendan Donovan was really good last year. That's a lot on JJ to expect this first year.
Do we agree? Like, I feel like the rotation is much better than the rotation last year.
Yeah, not a high hurdle, but absolutely. Yes.
Like, just
won
barely
78 games last year.
I know, but here's the thing, guys. We keep doing that, right? Where it's like, hey, look at last year.
Yeah.
You have to assume that everything would go right. Same things would have to go right. Same things would have to go wrong. And it's just not feasible. I don't think we should look back to last year. That's all I'm saying.
Where should we look?
Here and now.
To the future. Here and now.
Well, listen, one eye on the future. But
one eye on the present?
One eye on the present, yeah.
What about the past, Anthony?
No,
you got to leave the past behind you. Although, if you don't respect the past,
you are going to recreate it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that the saying? We got to make sure we get the saying.
No, that's not the right saying.
The saying is if you don't
respect the past, you're liable to repeat it. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 618 says, you guys never talk about the bullpen. This could be a legendary bad area.
Boy, that's a good call.
That is a valid point.
I just got to figure it out. You got JoJo Romero still, so you'll be all right.
You guys got to go 8 innings, man.
He'll be gone by the trade deadline.
I thought Ollie did a pretty decent job with the bullpen last year.
Yeah, I think he's probably not talking about Ollie, but more so like the talent or lack thereof in the bullpen. Okay. Not that you had a ton of talent last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not wrong.
You know, they'll be fine.
314 says, if you're always looking back, you can't see what's in front of you.
There you go.
Very true.
See?
It's the reason why they make the windshields
much bigger
than the rear view mirror.
That's the saying right there.
Objects appear bigger.
Or closer.
Objects may appear closer than they actually are.
Man.
Yeah.
Just face forward, man. Hey, eyes forward. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about.
I think you should have one eye on the future, one eye on the present, and one eye on the past.
Mm-hmm. How you gonna? You got your third eye.
You think about it.
I don't want to think about that. Sounds stressful and hard.
The 314 says, you guys hit the nail on the head. The transparency from Bloom has been outstanding. Looking forward to seeing the kids play. Yeah. And as we like to say, let the kids play.
Yep. That's the saying for 2026. You need to find that guy.
You should probably add, you don't have another choice. You don't have any other choices.
But Anthony.
But I would rather see the kids play.
Dude, you didn't have to do that.
No, I actually think it's a good thing. They no longer have any more choices. They have to play the kids. I think it's great to be a Michigan Wolverine.
It will be tonight for those guys.
314 says, its objects are closer than they appear, meaning if you're looking in that mirror and you think that object is far away, it's probably not. It's on top of you. So when we look at this Cardinals rebuild and it looks far away, it's actually this year, Anthony. We're going to win the World Series. That's exactly what I just read.
Is that what you gathered on that?
That's what I gathered.
Okay.
Is there something wrong about that statement?
No, not one bit.
Did we butcher the statement? What did we say?
Probably.
Objects may appear closer than they are?
Yeah.
Is that not what it is?
Yeah.
Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. Well, we just changed some words around.
Whatever, dude.
Whatever, dude.
Like usual, we're wrong, right? So we have the text line to come and check us.
Listen,
factually check us.
The fast lane is always wrong. The listener's always right.
Lisa says, who's catching?
That
Anthony,
would be
the listener's always right when it comes to, like, a matter of taste.
Yes. Lisa.
Food and clothing.
It will be the one and only Pedro Paez.
You guys excited about that?
For now.
That's what I'm going to ask from. I was going to say, I don't know.
For now. Got some young catchers coming up. Now, have we been disappointed before in previous top prospects?
Anthony.
Bet your sweet ass we
That's
have.
the past.
It's the past.
We just talked about that.
We're looking through that windshield now. All right. Yeah. Chris Kerber will join us next. We'll talk to him about what he's hearing out in San Jose about what the team could do approaching tomorrow's deadline. Kerb's next in the Fast Lane.
Anthony, I know you were tired of being tired, right? You were tired of feeling lethargic and kind of moving. So you were telling me earlier today about your legs being sore from the practices with your kids and getting out there and running around and moving around. And the thing that has helped you is mentality.
Yeah, I went there today, in fact. I love it. I love being on the program. When I started, like Carey was talking about, didn't feel great. And look, sometimes you fall off track. I mentioned recently falling off track when it comes to lifting and things like that, but I'm right back in the gym and putting up a lot of the same weight that I did before, in large part because my testosterone levels are where they should be. Thanks to mentality. They concentrate on those free testosterone ranges so that you can stop being tired all the time, stop being exhausted, and actually achieve what you want to do. So be the man you want to be.
Yeah, and if you're finding it harder to get excited about things, basically anything, or maybe you're tired of being lethargic, you want to be sharp at work like you used to be, go down to Mentality. You can go to South County. You can go to Chesterfield. That's where I go. Stop telling yourself you're fine. You're not. Get in there and have them help you. And right now, new patient labs will be covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250 right out of the gate. Schedule your appointment now at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com. Reclaim the old you, the younger you with Mentality.
Hey, spring is right around the corner. March 20th, it's coming. And a couple of tips from Classic Air Care. Number one, make sure you continue to change that air filter. If you want to give your air conditioner, your furnace, as you're switching from heat to cold, the best opportunity to be in as good a condition as it can to avoid catastrophic problems, breakdowns, make sure you change the air filter. It's really one of the simplest things you can do. Number two, get outside. Go to where your air conditioning unit is, and Jason, make sure that it's clear of debris, leaves, things from the fall. Make sure that it's got plenty of room to get the air into it that it needs. Now, beyond that, they've got great maintenance plans, and they can get over to your house. And if you haven't had it maintained, you should have it checked out in the spring, have it checked out before the winter. Classic Air Care can do that for you. You can book those appointments right online. They've got over 100 vans on the road. They're familiar-looking vans. Used to seeing them, the orange ones with the penguin on it. And they can typically get to you within 24 hours. Look, nobody likes a massive repair. If somebody comes in and says, okay, your unit's done, you've got to replace it. But they can take care of it for you. And they still have a great promotion running for you where if you do need a new unit, they'll give you a free water heater to go with it. But the reality of it is do your best to avoid needing that by doing the maintenance that's necessary. They can come out and take care of you. They got a 4.8 Google rating for a reason. Customer satisfaction is their number one priority. And all those reviews are on their website, which talk to you about how much customers appreciate their service. It's Classic Air Care. Book an appointment online at classicaircare.com.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Colton Parayko is still a St. Louis Blue. He declined to waive his no-trade clause, which would have sent him to Buffalo. He remains with the Blues. The Blues did pick up a big victory last night over the Seattle Kraken, 3-2. The final score. They'll go up against the San Jose Sharks tomorrow. 8 o'clock pregame, 9 o'clock puck drop, and on the call is Chris Kerber, voice of the Blues. He joins us next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct.
We're talking everything St. Louis Blues as we head into the Blues booth on 101 ESPN. Presented by Boardwalk Hardwood Floors. Find your perfect new floor at boardwalkhardwood.com.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Kerry Davis and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. I don't know, that tripped me up. Our guy Chris Kerber is joining us from San Jose, where the Blues will take on the Sharks tomorrow night. What's up, Kerbs?
Anthony, how are you?
Well, we're waiting with bated breath here to see if the Blues try to make any more moves. Let's start off before we get to what you're hearing. Why don't we start off with your take or your impression on the Colton Parayko non-deal now with the Sabres?
Yeah, you know what? First off, while I appreciate the thirst for knowledge developments and all that stuff, there's been 3 or 4 trades now, and 2 of them, one with Tyler Myers, now one with Colton Parayko, where trades have been leaked out, potential trades have been leaked out before a player decides whether or not to waive their no-trade clause. And, guys, I'm telling you something, that puts an immense amount of, I think, unfair pressure, on the players when it comes to the decision process. So they got to get through the noise. They've got to break it down, and that's what Colton did. He slept on it. Let them know this morning, he's going to block the trade, which is fine. I mean, I'm all for players. If you have no trade clauses, and there as it is. Now, I get the sense, to be honest with you and talking with him, Anthony, I don't know. I know that this trade surprised him. Okay, when Doug Armstrong apparently met with the other guys, kind of in a group that had no trade clauses, Colton wasn't at the rink. That was coming out of the break, where some of the Olympians weren't at the rink every single day. So he hadn't really had any conversations with Doug Armstrong. Now, look, I also know this, in talking to Doug over the years, there's no point to bring something up to a player unless there's something on the table. And what I really think happened here is they were talking about some other things. I think eventually Jarmo Kekalainen brought up Parayko. They pivoted. They put an offer out there that must have been attractive enough for Alexander Steen and Doug Armstrong to say this one is worth looking at. And then they brought it to Colton's attention. So he slept on it, decided not now. I don't get the sense that he is against a trade. Now, maybe right now it is, okay? But I think the idea that you're out on the West Coast, you're in Seattle. You find out in the afternoon there's a potential trade. We need you to get an answer. And unlike some of these players that have maybe 1 year left on the term, he's got 4 years left. That's a decision that's not an easy one when you're talking about you might have to decide within a matter of hours, to uproot where you're at, where you've been for 10 years, where you are just entrenched in the community with people and all that stuff, and say, okay, I'm going to be good moving to this next place for the next 5 years of my life. And so there's a lot that went into that one. And in the end, he decided the timing of this one isn't there. I get the sense that maybe, if something is revisited summertime down the road here, it's not that he does not want to leave St. Louis. Let me put it to you that way. However, he understands the situation. He understands what's going on. I just don't think the timing is what worked on this one.
Kerbs, how awkward was that? I mean, you just mentioned you all are on the road. You're in Seattle. He gets that information. I'm assuming he's still with the team. He probably traveled with the team to San Jose. How awkward is this whole scenario where he's still with the team, but obviously they were just trying to trade him?
You know what? When it comes to the player side of it, I don't get the sense it's awkward. When I saw him this morning before we flew to San Jose, he looked very relaxed, very confident, trusted in his decision, right? And he went through the process, talked with his agent, talked to people, slept on it last night. I'm sure that would have been nicer for all the parties involved, for Army, for Buffalo, whatever, if he had just made an immediate decision. But as I just walked through, I think to even ask that or think that would happen would be insane. So I don't know that it was all that awkward. I know that I just know in talking to him, having talked to a couple other players, how difficult, of a decision that is. You want to stay, you want to be part of, continuing to try and right the ship. And, and then it's not, like I said, it's not just going somewhere, say, for the rest of the year, then you regroup in the summer. There's 4 years left after this year on his contract. So it's a bigger decision in some cases. So players look at it, Carey, and they go, well, that's the business side of it. And I think for Colton to be able to make a certain decision and stuff like that, he absolutely has to. I think he had to park emotions and just go on like, hey, this is just part of the business. I have a no trade clause. They asked me if this is a place I'd go. The timing isn't right, and we're going to just keep it on the business side. So now you flip the page and you move on, and hopefully, and I think the original plan was to hopefully see him back in the lineup tomorrow night against the Sharks, and I think we will.
Kerbs, the Blues have won 3 out of their last 4 heading out of the Olympic break. We got a text earlier that said something along the lines of, with all these players having their names thrown out there in the trade rumors and whatnot, maybe this is somewhat of a kick in the pants. Do you see any correlation to that with how they're playing?
No, I don't. I think Joe Hofer's been really, really good, first and foremost. I look at that save on Tarasenko. I look at the save last night. I forget, was it Eberle or whoever, when he robbed him with the glove save. So I think they're getting the goaltending here since the break. And I also do think that, even though with the cloud of the trade deadline, looming over, I think there's a sense of reality of where you are in the standings. And in that sense, sometimes teams just play a little bit looser and they've gotten some bounces here. So that's too deep in the, sports psyche baloney that impacts a pro athlete. But I do think that, they've had some bounces go their way, and they've gotten terrific goaltending.
We're chatting with Chris Kerber, the voice of the Blues here on the Blues Radio Network and the Fast Line on 101 ESPN. Kerbs, Logan Mailloux has been highly productive of late. This is a situation that's got to, and even in a lost season, make the Blues and certainly the fans very happy. What are you seeing out of Logan Mailloux that you maybe weren't early on?
He looks to me, Anthony, like he's playing instinctively rather than thinking about things. Look, we saw veteran players. We saw Stanley Cup champions. We saw players that have played 1,000 games in the league, struggle in the first 2 months of the season and look absolutely lost out there. And then you saw the same stuff, obviously, from a guy that at the beginning of the year in game one was playing in his 8th NHL game.
Right.
So I just think maybe with the added ice time, Colton being out of the lineup and then he's just, like I was just saying almost in the previous answer, he's just playing a little more free, a little more instinctively, trusting himself, and that confidence is growing really well. So I think it's a really good sign that what you're seeing from him, just in his ability to move up and stuff. Like the beginning of the year, we didn't see him circling the net and flying all over the offensive zone.
Sure.
So it looks like a totally different player, doesn't it?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he does. He looks confident. It takes time, but of course Zach Bolduc came out of the gates red hot, and everybody's like, "Oh, great, what a dumb trade." They weren't even willing to give it an opportunity.
Yeah, and the ironic thing is, Zach Bolduc a couple games ago was a healthy scratch for Montreal.
Right.
These things do take time, and again, like I said, look, I always use a veteran player in sports as kind of a gauge, right? And especially in the team side of things. When it's the veteran players that are scratching their head going, what's going on? I don't know how you're supposed to look at a young player, a rookie, a guy that's played less than 100 games, for example, and go, well, can you figure it out?
Right.
So it's just a confidence thing that takes some time. And then once he starts to really feel like, hey, I can make plays, I can do things in this league, I've got the size, then that confidence is going to grow even more.
Curves, last question for me. Do you think that with the Colton Parayko trade, obviously that didn't go through, do you think that kind of signified or was a signal that maybe this team is going in a different direction and potentially other guys could be moved before the deadline tomorrow?
Gary, I think it is an absolute signal that the team is not just going in a different direction, but a massively different direction. I think if there's some trade deadlines where you're like tweak here, tweak there, you move a guy based on contract, that kind of thing. This is a core guy. This is a guy that has worn that blue note on his chest since day one. He's big in the community. You're talking about the guy that has played the third most games in your franchise history. So what I actually do think is I really don't know that they were looking to trade him. I think then this is one of those scenarios where you say when you're open for business, does somebody give you a deal that is worth looking at? And I think that that's probably what happened here. Now, I haven't talked to Army and Alex about that, so I'm guessing on that one, but I think that's what happened. But I think it definitely does signal that, okay, maybe they're going into a little bit longer of a retool here than they thought was going to be necessary. And I think it's a fair, reasonable thought the way this season has gone. But I also do believe this, if we have a quick second, guys, real quick before the trade deadline is tomorrow at 2 o'clock St. Louis time. I look at players like a Robert Thomas, and who knows, some of these guys could still, they could still be moved. If you believe what you're reading that says it's really a buyer's market, teams are probably holding out to pull the trigger on some deals to see if the prices go down when you get closer to the deadline, right? But again, if you're the St. Louis Blues, you don't have to move some of these guys. And I believe that the market for them is still going to be good in the offseason. It'll be good next year because of the term on some of these guys, So for me, I look at a player like a Robert Thomas, who you've heard his name out there a whole lot. This is a guy that without a real strong winger has put back-to-back 80-point seasons up, wins you 54% of the face-offs, right? I see his name being out there maybe as a wake-up call to him saying what's going on, where the team can look at him and say, hey, is this something, moving forward? But that's not a player that you're just going to easily replace. And I'll go back to what Jim Thomas, tweeted earlier, in the day, and I thought it was just a fantastic one from JT, who used to cover the Blues. But when you go back to that 23 deadline where they traded Barbashev, O'Reilly, Tarasenko, Mikkola, and Achari, right? The players they got in those returns, Abramoff, Sammy Blay, Zach Dean, Adam Gaudette, and Hunter Skinner. None of those guys, I mean, Sammy Blay had already, gone and come back, right? Out of the draft picks from that, you got Stenberg, Lindstein, Fisher, Pekarchik, and Adam Jecko. Okay, we know that Stenberg looks like he could be a player. The others are still a year or two away. You're talking a 5-year window. So to me, man, unless it really blows you away, there's some guys I think you got to pump the brakes on a little bit.
Kerbs, well said. We appreciate you. Have a great call tomorrow, and we'll see what happens here at the deadline. We'll talk to you about it next week.
Yeah, it'll be a crazy next 24 hours.
No
guys.
doubt.
Have a good one. We'll talk to you next week.
You too. Thanks, Kerbs. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We will wrap things up next. Last night on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh and Kerry Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. If you missed anything from today, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or via the Dobbs Tire Notice Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts brought to you by Shaver Door Company. Hey, Marsh, why don't you go ahead if you're ready?
Yes.
Why don't you go ahead and do 3 stars so we don't miss out on that?
Of course.
All right, fire it up.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day, presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever with the world's largest sports book, now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
Our 3rd star of the day goes out to new information.
New information.
Yes.
Use it. Utilize it.
Use it.
Don't be stubborn.
Don't be a fool.
Yeah.
2nd star of the day goes out to objects in mirrors.
Yeah, closer than they appear.
Yep.
Yeah.
And our 1st star of the day, I posted this on my X account, formerly known as Twitter. The couch. Blessing that couch.
You posted the actual couch?
I posted a picture of it. Throwback Thursday.
I missed that.
Go check it out.
All right, so it's
the
that couch.
is getting the 1st star of the day. Anthony.
Okay, well, I mean, hey, I don't blame it.
We need some wins around here.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
You hate it, Carey. You don't want us to win. I get it.
Nah, just something about blessing the couch makes me. This guy's questions, man.
Marsh helped the Cardinals win the World Series.
Yeah, but
what's the
placing
problem?
a picture, a stick figure of yourself on a couch? I don't know, man.
What's your problem, Carey?
I don't have a problem.
They won the World Series.
Yeah.
Man speaks the truth over there.
Anthony has a problem too, but he won't say it.
Well, Carey, I was a child.
I mean, that does help.
You were 15.
I was still not an adult.
Old enough to know better.
Old enough to not be blessing couches?
Yeah.
In the manner that he was?
Yeah.
Old enough to know what it takes to win.
Yeah, that's true, too. I don't know. There's a compelling argument on both sides here. There really is. Tomorrow night, we got Blues and Sharks. Pregame at 8, puck drop at 9 o'clock. Then we got some college basketball over the weekend. So if you're heading out to Enterprise Center, enjoy the Arch Madness tournament, too. That puppy's rolling. That'll do it for us. For Andrew Marsh, for Kerry Davis, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. See you.